Going to recap Conference Championship Sunday. 2 teams are in. Mace is heartbroken. Sedano had a lot of insight in the afternoon show group chat last night, so he's ready to talk NFL football.
It's a Bud Light Reaction Monday.
Mace and Sedano as we count you down to the Toyota Lakers countdown tip-off 3:30 p.m. 7:10 combo plate day. Lakers are in Houston for the Grammy trip. Plus, we're going to talk about Saturday night in the Bay Area. Double OT, Jack. Let's get to it. 7:10 combo play time.
Crazy. Yeah, we're just a couple of guys messing around. That's what we are.
Mason and Sedano share right now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah. So it is a combo plate today. I get to work with Sedano. For some reason, Morales thinks you're going to beat me in the show. Like you are, it is some sort of competition between you and I to see who wins.
It's like around the horn.
Yeah,
he wants it to be around the horn. He wants reality.
Reality right here.
To score our takes.
Exactly.
Greg can be reality.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be reality. I'll be Step Boy.
See who wins. Yeah. I already concede.
He actually said that he's going to beat you into submission.
Oh, beat me into submission. Well, again, a fight of some kind. So I'm telling you, the one thing, I was rooting like crazy for the Lions.
I know.
I hate the Niners,
But they're really good.
They gave that game away. The Lions gave the game away. They gave it to them on a silver platter and said, here, take this bid to the Super Bowl.
So I generally, you've known me for a long time.
Yes.
Now. I'm generally not a guy who believes in the existential mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
But sometimes there are things that happen that are unexplainable, but also kind of explainable. And like bad things tend to happen to certain teams.
Yes.
The luck, for whatever reason, is never on their side until it finally is on their side. Like the Cubs for many years, right? And everybody was super excited with the Cubs winning a World Series. Even people who had no interest in the Cubs.
Right.
It was as watched the World Series as we've had in a really, really long time, right? And I feel like the Lions were kind of in that Cubs path for a while. And I think people like you were jumping on the bandwagon.
Come on.
But that play, the Brandon Ayuk play,
told you everything. That's when it all spun out of control.
When that happened, I remember looking at my wife and saying, this is the beginning of the end for the Lions.
Yeah.
Because, A, I thought he had scored the touchdown already.
Sure.
But then I was like, okay, well, they still have a shot.
Yep.
And then they eventually scored, and I'm like, yeah, this one's going to flip really quickly. And that's what it did. It flipped very quickly. And then Gibbs fumbled,
and it was tied game. And I don't care what anybody said. There were people, I watch Get Up every day. So they had all the football guys on today.
Yeah. Ryan Clark.
They were all defending Dan Campbell. I think what he did is indefensible.
Absolutely
you have to tie the game.
Listen, with all due respect to whoever was on the show today. Who was on the show
today? All those
today?
guys. Orlovsky, Ryan Clark, Rex Ryan.
I mean, Orlovsky, has terrible food takes. So, I mean, I know he's great at football, but that in itself already makes me wonder about him a little bit. But with all due respect to all those guys, because those guys played the game, they're wrong. Because here's what I would say. And I tweeted this in real time when he was going for it. Okay, you can look at the timestamp. I said, take the points. You've been under an avalanche.
Yeah.
Okay? The momentum had shifted in a way.
Stop the bleeding.
Just kick. And here's what the pushback I got back. Oh, they don't trust the kicker, Michael Badgley. He's only been there for a little bit.
How far would that kick have been? It wasn't a
47.
47?
Right, which is not like a chip shot, but you're a professional kicker.
Yes.
You should be able to make a 47, 48-yard field goal, okay? And Michael Badgley has made those in the past, okay? So clearly he didn't trust his kicker. And yes, it was the thing he did the whole time. But absolutely you kick it because you need to take a breath.
Yeah.
You need the game to just pause for a second. Everybody go, okay, we're good. It's not all, the avalanche stopped, okay?
Right.
Now we can reset. We're tied. It's all 0-0 again.
Sure.
That's why you have to do that.
Right. I just don't understand why you don't tie the game. It's just the most logical thing. Bergman didn't make any sense to you?
No, both of them didn't make any sense to me. I honestly thought that in the third quarter, you have to go up by 3 scores. You have a chance to go up.
Yeah, they could have been up 17.
27-10.
Yeah.
He chose to go. Yes, granted, Reynolds dropped the ball. It was a very nice play. But so many things could have gone wrong that to me was the bigger one of the two. To not taking that
You're
chance.
saying the first one was the bigger one?
The first one, yes,
the first
absolutely.
One, you can make a case for the first one.
No, I'm with based on that.
Touchdowns for field. I get all that. Like, I'm aggressive. I do this all the time. I've been doing this all year long. But when you got a chance to tie the game, you tie the friggin' game.
Yeah, but that was the beginning. Of course you do. But that was the beginning of the end because you had a chance to go by 3 scores in the third quarter. You did the exact same thing at the end of the first half. You took the 3 points to go up by 17 into halftime. And then you decide not to.
I get your logic.
Yeah, I get it. Take the 3. I totally get,
go by 3
is
scores.
Is this analytics or is just this his gut? And what are the analytics? They always talk about it.
It was anything basically 4th and 5 or less on the other side of the 50. They suggest you should go. The chances are at least in your favor. The odds are in your favor, even
and they
if
were
it's
at 4th
ever
and
so slightly.
3, I think.
Yeah, it was 4th and 3. So I get that part of the equation, but he's also, that's what he's done. He's been the most aggressive coach all season long.
Yep.
But I think that here's what I would say. Analytics, and I love them. I'm a numbers guy to the core. But in the regular season, okay, I think that those numbers mean more because of a larger sample size.
Right.
Okay.
Over the course of a long season, though, that play is going to go for you more than it goes against you.
Correct. In the playoffs, I think there needs to be a balance of the two. There needs to be a sense of, okay, the numbers say this, but what have the circumstances been?
Yeah.
Because the numbers don't take the circumstances into effect.
Right.
They don't take the fact that you've just blown 17
Down
points.
3, fourth quarter. Come on.
17 straight.
Right.
They don't take that into account.
Presence of mind to say, no, the analytics may say this, but this is the right thing to do. Take the points.
To the point of that Sedano's making, it was 17 unanswered. It ballooned up to 27 unanswered points just because you didn't tie the game.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. He's right. You have to take a breath and be like, okay, we got it tied up. Let's start over again and play good defense. They just didn't do it. It was absolutely, and the biggest mistake after that, running the ball on 3rd down.
Yeah, I don't get the running. Yeah, because then you have no
wasted,
choice but to.
You wasted a time out,
yeah.
and it was over.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I really was rooting for the Lions, and I felt great story for Jared. Now they're gonna be thrilled in Detroit that they got to this point.
Yeah,
but
did you see the freaking the stadium was sold out for a watch party?
But what are the odds that Detroit ever gets in this spot again?
I mean,
they can do it, but
so the last 3 drafts, if you go back and look at them,
and they had all those Goff draft picks.
They have
Stafford draft picks.
Minimum of 5 players in the last 3 drafts, maybe 6 or 7, depending on how you look at it, that have played key roles on this team this season. Which means they, at the very least, even the first set of guys, you don't have to pay for at least another year. So you're in good shape from a cap perspective because you've hit on your last 3 drafts.
Yeah. Yeah, they've done well. Brad Holmes is the player personnel there guy that first started with the Rams and has done a fantastic job and was able to make that trade. It's weird. I heard these guys talking about it earlier. It is a trade that really did work out for both sides.
It did.
Yeah, I mean, it was a trade that was a home run for both teams.
I mean, if you're in Detroit right now, are you happy with where you got to, that you got this far, or are you now disappointed?
Have you ever been to Detroit, Greg? Have you ever spent time in Detroit?
I have. Yes.
Now,
I played in the Maccabee games there.
So I grew up in the shadow of Detroit.
Yeah, Toledo.
45 minutes away. Yeah. And Detroit doesn't get any of the nice things, hasn't gotten any of the nice things for a really long time. I think they're celebrating in Detroit. I think they're happy in Detroit. I think they look at this as the first step towards something bigger in Detroit.
Do you think they're actually doing that, or they're saying
I think
same old Lions?
I think 2 things can be true at once. Okay,
yes.
I think they are lamenting blowing the 17-point lead and saying to themselves, "This is us. This is what happens to us." But then, with time, they can step back and say, "You know what? It was a good season." But I do think there's another contingent that is probably saying what you're saying.
Sure.
That's like, hey, you know what? Let's look at the sunny side up. You know what I mean? It was a good season.
That's what I said after the Rams got eliminated. And Bergman was all over me. Like within 10 minutes after the Rams got beat by Detroit, I said, great season.
So my mother-in-law grew up in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Born in Canada, grew up in Detroit because, as you know, Windsor and Detroit are very
across
close.
The bridge,
So she is a diehard Lions fan.
Yeah.
Year in and year out, loves Matthew Stafford, right? Like, even when he won a Super Bowl, she was super pumped for him. She was rooting for the Rams because she loves Matthew Stafford. So this has been her year.
Yeah.
And my wife made fun of one of my brother-in-laws because in our family group chat, he's like, "Ma, are you watching this?" And then everything starts to avalanche, and my wife looks at me as we're having dinner, and she goes, "My brother's the mush." and I text my mother-in-law after. I said, "Hey, Dottie, great season. Sorry about today, but they had a great season." Didn't even get a response.
Oh, really? Nothing?
Yeah. So And she's very sunny side up normally.
Yeah,
but I'm saying people are crushed today, at least a little bit.
Well,
I'm sure.
the way they lost is devastating. Yeah. The way they lost is going to leave a mark.
Because that's something that's going to live with them throughout the whole year, all the way till next year. They're going to be thinking about if we just kicked a field goal and tied the game.
Well, and when you watched, remember the first 2 games that they played, they were showing I didn't see it in this broadcast. Oh, because they were in San Francisco. But the first 2 games they played at home, there was that guy, right, who had been to every Lions game since they won a championship last in 57.
One of those, right?
He was like a kid.
Yeah.
His parents owned the tickets, but he's had the tickets since then. And it was that one guy, like that guy. I mean, that guy's probably feeling okay about it today because he's seen really bad seasons.
Although he knows he may never see this again.
Right, because he's old.
Because he's old, right?
But, he got close. And it's funny because I watched the Barry Sanders doc the night before.
Oh, did you? I watched that a while back.
I specifically I hadn't watched it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to watch it the night before the game. And it's like, it really does get a sense. You get a sense, to your point, of how miserable an experience those people have had as sports fans. People here have no freaking clue how lucky you are.
Super Bowls, NBA Finals.
To have so many teams to start off with and so many opportunities to have won championships.
Yeah.
Like, you should really cherish that. And Laker fans, actually, I felt like had a better sense of it when it had been so long since they had won.
Yes.
Right? It went 10 years because that's
so long 10
but
years.
for them, that's an eternity.
Yeah, for a long time for the Lakers.
That's an eternity.
It's funny to say.
But now it's like Laker fans are back to being Laker fans. They're just like they're screaming and yelling about every single moment. But think about it this way: it could be way worse. You could be Cleveland or Detroit or one of these towns that hasn't won jack in a long time.
So Bergman on Friday told me, and he sat in the studio with me and Momo on Friday.
Yeah,
he said, "Don't worry about breaks. Breaks don't matter anymore." This is what you said when you were in the studio. Now you're outside the studio. Now do you care about breaks?
I mean, when you're ready to go to a break, go to a break. But you don't have to.
Yeah, we got to get John.
All right, okay,
Yeah,
we'll get
John's
John.
gonna come on. Yeah.
Okay.
You have a Books read?
I have a book. Thank you.
You do a Books read.
Yeah,
you got a Books. I got a Books. We're like, he's like Oprah. You
double
Books.
Books.
You got a Books. I got a Books. Everybody's got a Books.
You have a Books.
I have a Books later.
Later. Okay, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Valentine's Day is coming up. We are just a little over 2 weeks away, and this is one you don't want to screw up. You got to get this right. Do you feel the heat at Valentine's Day to get things right? Of course you do. And right now, you can order fresh flowers, farm fresh flowers from Bouqs. That's short for bouquets. Anybody out there, you end up in the doghouse on Valentine's Day? Not me. I'm always sending farm fresh flowers from Bouqs. I sent them to one already. Short for bouquets. I got you covered. 25% off your entire purchase at the Bouqs company. Bouqs is my go-to flower source. Here's why. The flowers are cut fresh and sourced directly from the best flower farms, even farms on the side of a volcano. So they stay fresh way longer. Bouqs is easy. Buy roses in one click or choose one of their unique modern designs you can't find anywhere else, like the 100 red roses you've heard about. Valentine's Day coming up February 14th. I placed my order early and picked my delivery date. Don't believe it when she says, you don't have to get me anything. Be the hero. Go to Bouqs.com, use promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code ESPN. Bouqs, promo code ESPN. Mason and Ireland, combo plate actually, 710 ESPN.
Sedano.
We take you till 3:30 p.m. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Sliwa. 5 o'clock, Lakers, Rockets from Houston. Of course, you can hear it all on 7:10 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Right now, more of the 710 combo plate. Mace and Sedano on 710.
Mace and Sedano. And now John Ireland joins us from Houston, getting ready for Rockets Lakers. A little bit later on, we'll have the pregame for you coming up at 3:30 this afternoon with Slee. Ireland, what's going on, man?
What's happening, boys? How's everybody?
We're all good. We've been talking about the games, the two championship games yesterday. As a side note here, you and I both made a bunch of mythical money yesterday.
We did, but is Ramona there yet?
No, she's coming in. It's me and Sedano. Ramona won't be here till Wednesday.
Okay, so Ramona's probably going to get 25. I made 35 grand in mythical money yesterday, but
yes.
Ramona's probably going to get 25 of it back because at the start of the playoffs, I took the Niners and the Ravens and gave her the field.
Right.
The Chiefs win.
If Kansas City wins, you lose $25K.
Right. So I give most of it back. You made like 50, right?
Yeah, 65. I hit a 4-leg parlay. I don't know if I don't think I've ever hit a 4-leg parlay. I don't think the show has ever hit a 4-leg parlay. That's
11-1.
11-1, 55K. So, so it was a good day. By the way, whenever we talk about mythical money, it's brought to you by PrizePicks, largest and number one daily fantasy sports platform in North America. New members, go to prizepicks.com/710. Use code 710 for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks, daily fantasy sports made easy. John, are you in the clear camp? I think we were texting yesterday, so I know you are. That Dan Campbell screwed up that game by not kicking field goals?
No question. Yeah, absolutely screwed it up. I think that it's okay to be rah-rah and bite kneecaps, but in the playoffs, everything slows down and points are more valuable, and he knows that. I mean, hope he won't make the same mistake again. But, yeah, if he takes – I think I texted it to you. If he kicks those 2 field goals, then Jared Goff at the end of the game is driving to win it.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different animal.
Yeah, the one I get the first one, like going for it, I get it. But the second one, when you can tie the game, just seems dumb to me.
Yeah, I didn't get it. And by the way, I'm the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, aren't you guys?
I think I like the Chiefs. My early favorite is the Chiefs. They're 1-point dogs right now.
I'm done picking against Mahomes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too. That's my whole attitude. He goes into Buffalo and wins. Like it's nothing. Then he goes into Baltimore and wins like it's nothing. He's just too good.
So, Ireland, you Saturday – oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask George. George, I think Lakers-Warriors Saturday night is the game of the year in the NBA so far. Am I forgetting about something, or is that it?
No, that's the game. I tweeted that in real time. I also said we should clone – I tweeted we should clone LeBron and Steph so we can just do this forever.
It was as fun of a game to be at in person as I can remember because you literally thought, all right, whoever has the ball last is going to win. They were both that good. And, the Lakers deciding not to foul on multiple occasions, which I still don't understand, kept Golden State in it. They hit a 3 to send it to overtime. They hit a 3 that I thought Steph's 3 was going to win the game at the end of the second OT. And then I thought LeBron shut a lot of people up because not only did he take the ball to the basket, but, George, you know this, there's been a knock on him about being able to make free throws in the clutch late in games in fourth quarter and overtime. And those were they were nothing. He swished them both, and that was the game.
At that point, I just felt like there's no way LeBron's going to miss those free throws the way he was playing. I just didn't think he was – I know he's like 75% or whatever it is, but I thought there's no way LeBron is going to blow this game.
George, you might know better than me. I think, Mace, that in the fourth quarter, his percentage is way down from that. His regular percentage is 75, but in the fourth quarter and in clutch overtime, it's closer to 50 or 60.
Yeah, it's in the 60%. Yep.
So, there was some question as to whether I was making, but I was really happy for him who knows how much longer we're going to get to see LeBron.
Yeah.
And so for him to go toe-to-toe with Steph and really outplayed Steph, that was my favorite LeBron game that I can remember. He did everything. He threw a pass in the first half, guys, that it was a kind of a side shuffle bounce pass from about 60 feet away that hit D'Angelo Russell in stride, and he just laid it in. And there's maybe two guys in the NBA that can make that pass, and he's one of them. I think Jokic is probably the other. But it was an unbelievable game, and I'm hoping that it was so emotional and drained everybody. I'm hoping they have gas left in the tank for tonight.
Well, right now, AD and LeBron are both listed as questionable. Generally speaking, they're listed as questionable. Do you know anything more than that?
I'd be surprised if they don't play, but I never assume anything. I mean, last time we played in Houston, AD didn't play, and we got blown out. And then the other two games, we played the Rockets, we beat them. So with AD and LeBron, I would favor the Lakers slightly, and without either one of them, I would favor the Rockets. So I think they're both going to try to play.
By the way, game of games this week, John. It's the last week of the month, and that means you can't play. Or will you play?
Well, it depends. I'll try. I'll check in as soon as I get to the arena.
Yep.
But we stay pretty far away from the arena here, and my guess is I won't be there in time, but I'll try.
Oh, shoot.
But I don't think – how are you still leading?
Yeah, Mason 5, Laura 4, Ireland 3, Bergman 3, Brian 2. So everybody's in it because today's worth 2.
Yeah, I'll make whose game is it today?
Mine. Now's your chance.
I'll make every attempt to be there.
Okay.
Yep. I don't know if I'm kind of at the mercy of the Houston freeway system, which is not encouraging.
Yeah.
But, tons of traffic.
We're leaving early. Yeah, we're leaving early, so I might make it.
All right. Well, listen.
We're staying. We used to stay. Sedano knows this. We used to stay right across the street from the Toyota Center.
Right.
But when Tillman Fertitta bought the Rockets, he has a really nice hotel, but it's 25 miles out of town, but we all stay there now. It's a great place.
Yeah, I remember he was always trying to convince us to have ESPN, have him stay there, but the whole point was like, no, it's too far, dude. Like, it takes forever to get to the arena.
Yeah, it might be worth it. It's an incredible spot.
Because the other spot, I'm sure you guys were the same place we used to be, and you could walk if you wanted to the arena.
Yeah, I did walk.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see if I make it. But so you guys are on to when? 3:30 today?
3:30 today, yeah, which means game of games will be at 3:15.
All right, I will make every attempt to rejoin you then. If not, Sedano, take them down.
Yes.
I can't have Mace win twice in 6 months.
All right.
That would be brutal.
Ireland, maybe we'll talk to you later on.
All right, guys, have a good show.
Okay, see ya. By the way, it helps me if you win. I want you to win.
You want me to win?
Correct.
Oh, you don't want Bergman
I don't
to
want Bergman to win.
I want to win. So, Sedano, I need you to just
right,
back
Sedano,
off.
you got to
Just
kill
back
this game.
off.
You got to kill this game.
Brian can win because then he'll only be one back.
One back. Exactly.
Still winning, baby.
All right, coming up next, somebody could very well win $1 million.
Somebody's.
Somebody's. Plus, we'll spin the wheel of questions. Mason and Ireland actually combo plate me, Sedano, 710 ESPN.
that wheel. Hit it, Jack.
All right, here we go. Wheel of questions. Combo plate today. Sedano's here. Interesting. All right. If you sent out one last text message to everybody in the world,
Okay.
what would it say? One last text message to the entire world, what would it say?
Like I'm on my deathbed, you're saying?
Yeah, you're going to go. This is it.
Right.
To the entire world.
Do me a favor. Stop being bleep holes to each other.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like
I thought
that.
you were going to send them to Terminal H.
No, that's it. Just
Yeah.
like, listen, here's a one man's dying wish. Stop being bleep holes to each other.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of, for me, it's kind of along the same lines. It was be kind to each other.
Mine a little more direct.
Yours is more direct. Yours is more Sedano-ish.
Yours is more Hallmark.
Yeah.
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 Brian?
Reference my first tweet. It would be ELE. Everybody love everybody.
Everybody love
Favorite
everybody.
quote of all time.
I like that. You are such a stoner. All right. I would just say good night, everybody. Thanks for everything. And by the way, I had the exact same thing. Be nice to each other. So we all kind of said the same thing.
Yeah, because people are jerks,
People are
man.
kind of jerks.
Yeah,
these days.
exactly. People are rude and mean for no reason whatsoever, just to be mean.
Exactly.
Well, it's the social media component that has now manifested itself in real life.
I agree. People think I can say it on Twitter, so I can say it to your face.
Yeah.
Don't. No. It's like the opposite. Normally, people tweet. It used to be people would tweet from behind their keyboards. You'd never see them. Now they'll actually say to you what they would tweet. There's a rudeness. And reality TV, by the way, has a huge role in this too.
No question.
Reality TV, everybody is terrible to each other, and I think it's a license for other people to be terrible to each other.
I would 100% agree with that, Mace.
So when you're at remotes, right? When we were at the Ralphs in Redondo Beach, did people walk up to you and say all the things they say about you on the internet?
No, because the people that are going to go to Ralph's in Redondo Beach are big fans.
Yeah, they're fans.
Yeah.
Of what you do. So, like, if
But
you
those
don't
people
like,
are going to say it on.
If you don't like something, though, like the chances of you going out of your way to go visit it, is God. I mean, that would take a whole different level of like vitriol,
right?
You know?
And it's also fan behavior at this point. Fan behavior's completely out of control. Whether it's throwing snowballs in Buffalo or mouthing off to players at NBA games. I mean, a lot of that stuff it used to be just for Twitter. Now it's for, I guess you just say it to those players.
Yeah.
It's
terrible.
Crazy. Terrible. All right, so Bergman, this is better news.
Better news?
Somebody may very well win $1 million.
Yeah, it's not just somebody. It's a lot of people.
Courtesy of this radio station.
Courtesy of us.
Yes. So 13 different people have a chance to win $1 million. 13
Crazy.
people picked the Chiefs and the Niners in the Super Bowl.
And this was $1 Million Mondays. We did it throughout the fall.
Yep.
And, you know, you throw it out there and you think, all right, who's actually going to get the right 13 people have Niners Chiefs.
Yes.
Right.
And one of the most amazing ones, the very first person on Travis and Sliwa, the very first person on September 18th took 49ers 31, Chiefs 34. His name was Aaron Joya. And he chose it right from the very first
It'd be something
game.
if the very first guy to play in the contest won $1 million. I would say 13 people. How many have the Chiefs? How many have the Niners? It's kind of
pretty
split,
close.
isn't it?
It's like 7 and 6 or 7.
Right, it's right in that
5.
ballpark,
It's
yeah.
all, like it's mostly Chiefs. I think there's more Chiefs predictions than 49ers predictions, but it's still really close.
Yeah. Good for everybody, man.
And
I hope somebody
everybody
wins
is
$1 million.
over like 30. It's like 34-31, 27-24, 35-31. They think high scoring.
Yeah. You know, I discovered over the weekend.
Which, by the way, may not be.
No, I don't.
I mean, those defenses are very good.
They're both really good defenses.
I discovered over the weekend, and I meant to take a video of this. My dog Ron watches games.
He's a game watcher?
I can see him watching the football game.
Follows the ball.
My other dogs couldn't care less. I don't even know if they can see TV. Ron, his head will go back and forth as the play moves back and forth. It's crazy. But I always thought dogs could not see TV. Is that not real?
Why wouldn't they be able to see
I heard
TV?
they can't see TV.
My new dog, as soon as he sees any kind of animal, giraffe, lion, or dog on the TV, full attention.
Full attention.
Yeah, it's got it, honing it in. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, following that sucker down.
The one thing that must stop is the sound of doorbells in commercials.
Oh, yeah, because it definitely gets to the
Oh, my God. Every time there's a doorbell, like a Postmates ad means my dogs are about to go nuts. So they gotta lay off that. All right, so I got a little information here, Sedano.
Okay.
We've all been talking about DeJounte Murray as potentially a guy that the Lakers would target. This is the most recent Mark Stein report. He says, trade talks tend to be fluid this time of year and can easily spark up. What are we doing that for? Can easily spark up again. But one source briefed on the talks termed the idea of Murray landing with the Lakers before the deadline as unrealistic. This is as of yesterday.
Because they want multiple picks.
Yeah, and the Lakers don't have multiple picks to the end of the season.
The Lakers can unlock up to 3 picks in the offseason
if
they're willing to be patient. But it's tough to be patient when you got a 39-year-old ball player.
Who, by the way, is he here next year? Is he not here next year?
I think he's probably here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a guarantee.
No.
I mean, nothing. Look, do I think it's likely he's here? Yes. If I had to guess for sure, I think he's here. If I had to bet my life on it. But am I 100% sure? Nope.
Yeah. They talked about Austin Reeves. This is Jovan Buha. Lakers have no interest in trading Reeves. The exception would be in a deal for a clear-cut third all-star and a name like Lauri Markkanen being the only player of that ilk potentially available on the trade market and an unrealistic option for the Lakers, to be clear. So now, how do you get better if you're not going to move valuable pieces and you don't have draft picks? I don't know how you improve this team. I don't know who you go out and get to get this team better. Look, Saturday night was unbelievably entertaining. It was a really fun game.
But they're also they were nip and tuck with the team was 4 games under 500.
Correct, exactly. That's the context.
Like the Warriors are not the Warriors right now.
Yeah, it's a very ordinary Golden State team. They took them to double overtime. They won that game. It was spectacular, but it's the Warriors.
Yeah, it's the Warriors. And also, it seems over and over again, they're giving up 100 points in the third quarter is what seems to be happening. Their defense is just not where it needs to be. So, I mean, Sedano, is Lauri Markkanen going to really change your defense that much?
No, he's a very good player, though.
Yeah. Very good player. But
I mean, it would make them very big.
They need another big, but is that the right one?
Yeah, but I mean, he's not like a center.
He's like a wing. He's not a.
Right.
He's more like he's a big guy. He plays more like Dirk.
Yeah.
You know,
he's a nice player.
Yeah. Not that he's Dirk, but he plays more like that.
Exactly.
So, Sedano, on February 8th, is DeJounte Murray a Laker?
No, because again, the reports are that they want 2 picks. The Lakers can't afford that because they don't have them to give. And Quinn Snyder allegedly is trying to keep him. I think that Quinn Snyder needs good defensive players in that team. They're the 27th ranked defense. He has historically been one. He hasn't helped this team very much, but the rest of that team is just a disaster. And when you're playing next to Trae Young, who's an excellent offensive player and a negative defensive player, there's only so much you can do. So if I were them, I would not deal DeJounte Murray if I were the Hawks. I would certainly want him if I were the Lakers, especially if it's for D'Angelo. Even though I know everyone's screaming now that you got to keep D'Angelo, I'm like, no, you sell high on D'Angelo because I don't think that there's anything in his body of work that says that
he'll continue this consistently.
Consistent, right?
Yeah, he's last 5 games, 27.6 points, 6.8 assists, shooting 55% from 3. 55% from 3. He has been unconscious.
And Murray is under contract
for 3 years.
3 more years after this at under $30 million,
which is a good value.
Yes,
good value.
Okay, is D'Angelo on the Lakers on February 8th?
I don't know how they get better without trading D'Angelo. I don't see how they can do it. What other pieces do they?
It's the only. If they were going to make a move, he'd be the only piece that could move. So yeah, the answer. If I had to guess, and they're going to try to do something, if I had to guess, then I would say he's not on the team.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he is on the team.
No, I don't.
But only because I think they're going to try to make a move.
Right, and he's the most tradable player they've got.
Right.
The craziest thing about it all is that every year we talk about LeBron needs lasers. He needs shooters. You need 3-point shooters.
Right,
he's the only guy that's hitting 3-point shots.
Do this consistently. I know he's on a run,
I agree
but
with
I don't know if
you.
he'll do it
I've always thought that he is a contract.
Let me just ask you a question.
Yeah,
this is very simple. I'm old enough to remember that Dave McMenamin wrote a story during the Western Conference Finals that they were afraid to bench him because they might lose him.
Yeah.
Do you think he can stop Jamal Murray, or at least even play him evenly? Because I don't.
I absolutely do not. And
then there you go. There's your answer.
No, from the beginning of the season, I have said and totally think that he was brought back here as just a contract. He was a contract to be moved at some point. And so, yes, him being moved is the right way to go. But the way that he's been playing, nobody else hits threes on this team ever at this consistency right now. Whether he can do it later on. He got played off in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. Terrible series.
Yes.
Terrible series. I tell you, I think they've got to find a way to get better somehow. And I think the only player they've got who's easily movable is D'Angelo. His value probably has never been higher than it is right now at this moment. You think his value has been higher?
I mean, when he was younger, it was higher.
Right, but I
think people realize he's a formed player at this point.
Right. I mean, he's.
I mean, you're more willing to take a chance on a younger player who you think you can mold, as opposed to a guy who's like 27 or 28 who's already been in the league for this long.
The way he's playing right now makes it is valuable, I think, to Rob Pelinka to be able to move him.
Right. Look, if I'm Rob Pelinka, and it's funny because I did the Hoop Collective this weekend with Brian.
Oh, nice. I will wind up listening to that this
week.
And
Tim McMahon.
Yeah.
And Tim McMahon had a great point. Like, if you're Rob Pelinka, I mean, a great point in the way Rob Pelinka should try to sell this.
Sure.
He should be calling Atlanta and be like, do you see the way D'Angelo Russell's playing?
Yeah, exactly.
Forget about us giving you a pick. You should give us a pick for D'Angelo Russell. Like, he needs to try to incept that into Landry Fields over there in Atlanta. Not that I think it'll work, but that's what he should be selling is like, dude, this guy, he's hitting his own. It's his stride. Like, he should be selling D'Angelo Russell has finally got it to work, right? That this is who he's going to be moving forward. I just don't know if teams are going to buy that.
All right, coming up next for you is I've got my little list of things, what you need to know.
Oh.
Plus, are we still doing 2 o'clock? We can still do 2 o'clock call today.
Yeah, after what you need to know.
877-710-ESPN. There's a promo running where I almost give my home phone number when I did the 2 o'clock call today. It's 877-710-ESPN. You got a reaction to the Lions collapsing against the 49ers or Lamar Jackson failing against Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes getting to his 4th Super Bowl in 5 years. Lakers spectacular game on Saturday night. Really, really entertaining. But what do they need to do? Is D'Angelo a guy they trade right now? All that stuff. 877-710-ESPN. Combo plate, 710-ESPN.
What you need to know, Mace, is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are.
So you remember on Saturday after the Lakers beat the Warriors and D'Angelo Russell was really excited. He jumped on the floor and he kicked the ball.
Yes.
Right? Well, according to Mark Spears and the NBA Communications, Los Angeles Lakers guard D'Angelo Russell has been fined $15,000 for kicking the game ball into the spectator stands. It was announced today by Joe Dumars, Executive Vice President Head of Basketball Operations. The incident occurred following the conclusion of the Lakers' win over the Golden State Warriors on the 27th. So he was fined $15,000 for that.
That's just dumb. That's just dumb. They'd won the game. There was this moment of celebration.
Yeah, but somebody get hurt.
Yeah, moment of celebration.
Tapped.
Is this not something that the NBA can look the other way on?
Should it really matter whether it's a moment of
$15,000?
celebration or not?
Well,
Dirk Nowitzki, back then, in 2006, Dirk Nowitzki was fined $5,000 for kicking the ball in the stands out of frustration when he lost the game.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, I get that. I just think this is such a minor infraction. What are we fining guys for? Why are we fining guys for a minor infraction? And it is a minor infraction, is it not?
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay. In baseball, when you buy a ticket, right? There's a thing on your ticket that says, hey, you better be careful, there's balls flying in the stands.
Right.
Right?
Sure.
In basketball, there is no such verbiage, I believe. Okay?
So you're saying a ball hits somebody.
And they can sue your ass off.
You don't think the back of the ticket says we are held harmless?
I don't, maybe I'm wrong. I don't believe it does. Not the way it does in baseball where it explicitly says that.
Yeah, obviously in baseball it happens all the time. I don't know what the ticket says on the back, but I think this is just petty. This is just petty.
Nah, I'm fine with it.
I'm not.
It is what it is.
It's not your 15,000.
Don't kick a ball.
Yeah, look, it was a moment. It was just a moment. They'd won a game. It was exciting. He was excited. Let guys celebrate.
It's January, bro. Relax.
Yeah, I know.
Act like you've been
you
there.
You just said game of the year. It was the game of the year that they won.
Regular season.
Yeah, but game of the year.
It's still not kick the ball in the stands and
I think
get hurt.
Yeah,
somebody hurt maybe.
It wasn't punted. It was just kind of like tapped into the.
It really was just tapped. It's not like he took it and kicked it to the third deck.
Doesn't matter. I'm telling you,
full force kick.
I get it. But if you let D'Angelo slide, the next guy's like, well, you let D'Angelo slide.
Yeah, I just think it's not.
Listen, I'm always about pushing the rules as far as you can go. Clearly, around here, I've done a lot of that over the years.
Sure.
But if you get caught, you get caught. You got to deal with it. $15,000. No offense, a lot more money to the rest of us.
Yeah, he's making
D'Angelo
19.
Russell,
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, he's making 19.
He'll be fine.
He'll be okay.
Yeah.
And
it's going to charity anyway.
Right.
I wonder if
does it go to? Do all fines go to charity?
100%. And I wonder though if you could write that off as a charitable contribution.
Oh, he could deduct that deduction.
He might. You never know.
All right, there you have it. I guess we need to know
standardized deduction then, or he uses
charitable deduction. Charitable deduction. Yeah, exactly. All right, 2:00 call of the day combo plate. Let's go to Daniel in LA.
Hold on.
Hang on.
Hey, Evan Cohen.
Second,
I'm on the air with Steve Mason doing a combo play. Can I call you back later?
You called me, but all right, yeah, bye.
Yeah, I'll call you back.
Bye.
You're calling me back 2 hours later.
All right, there you have it. So Evan Cohen, big wheel, morning show,
You
unsportsmanlike.
know what he does? He just wants to call me to talk about like trades. Like he
Oh,
wants
is
to
that what it is?
He calls me to ask me like, if I put this into the trade machine, who says no?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
he
the game.
loves. Listen, he loves. I've never met someone who gets more usage out of the NBA trade machine than Evan Cohen.
Wow. Yeah,
But
I
you
haven't
called
used
him.
I haven't used the trade machine in a long time.
I can show you. I did call. Well, he texted me while I was in the car.
Yeah.
And he was texting me some Nets trade, and I called him because I didn't want to text while I was driving.
Right.
And then he didn't pick up the phone, so I called him at 12:14. Let me see. Let me go back on this. So he texted me 12:09.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the text. I called him 12:14. He now calls me 2:03.
Well, you're just missing each other. Right?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
All right, let's go to Daniel.
He's too much of a big shot now. He's on this.
He is a big
network
deal.
show.
He's a very big deal.
Yeah.
Daniel on LA. Good afternoon.
What's up, guys? I'm listening every day while I'm driving Uber.
Thank you, man.
Check it out, man. I don't think the Lakers have a personnel situation outside of the coaching. What I think it is, as Lakers, I watched them double down in the paint, desperately locking everything up inside for 2 points while leaving a shooter open every single game. And Ham's inability to adjust to this kills me. That's our problem right there. We lost the whole playoff series to Denver for this reason.
So you're saying they don't shoot enough threes?
No, I'm saying they desperately lock it down. They double team for no reason. People that aren't double-digit threats, they're double teaming every single game while leaving a wide open three, especially when it comes to Jokic. The whole league is playing like this now because of Jokic and Denver. They changed the league. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah,
Like, you lock down a two-point threat inside only to leave a three-point shot wide open, and the Lakers kill themselves to this every single game.
All right, thank you for the call.
Wait, he's saying that Jokic created what?
Jokic created he's saying Jokic created double teams? The double
he was the
team
first
was
one to
invented for
ever.
Jokic?
Yeah, no, I don't know if I
Nobody
buy
ever did
that.
that before.
I don't know if I buy that. And also,
they are terrible at defending the arc. That's just, I mean, statistically, they are.
But here's what people don't understand, okay? And I'm going to try to explain this in a very, in layman's term as best I can. Darvin Ham coached for Mike Budenholzer for a long time.
Right.
Okay? Mike Budenholzer's defensive scheme, which worked really well for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I understand it's not a one-size-fits-all situation when it comes to defense, right? Because you're talking different personnel. But his defensive philosophy was, we're going to allow, quote-unquote, above-the-break threes. So above the break is basically anything but the corners.
Right.
Okay? Or the sideline threes.
Right.
The corners and the sidelines.
So,
right?
for example, that shot D'Angelo took was
an above the break.
Above the break.
Correct. Yeah. So those are the threes that defensively you're willing to give up because those are lower percentage than the ones on the sideline or the corner of the three-point arc because those are shorter. The corner and the sideline is 22 feet.
Right.
The other one is 23, whatever it is, 23 and something inches. So that's the idea. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't contest. It just means that, hey, if you're on rotation, if we got to give anything up, those are the ones you're giving up because you're going to give up something anyway.
Right.
The rules have been skewed in all sports, but NBA is no different, towards the offense.
Yeah.
So playing defense is really hard in the NBA. I had this conversation actually when the Lakers played the Heat recently with Eric Spoelstra in our coaches meetings before the game.
Okay.
And he said it. He's like, look, we've had great defenses at this place while I've been here. It's never been harder to play defense in the NBA. Because of the way things are structured, the way the ball moves, the athletes are bigger, stronger, faster, all that stuff. So, yes, I'm not saying Darvin Ham is perfect. Darvin Ham makes mistakes. He's also only been coaching for a year and change.
Right.
You're going to make mistakes when you've only been doing something for a short amount of time. But this notion that he's the only reason that they're giving up threes, the system is catered that way. Now, you may not like the system, but the system has proven to win a championship defensively.
Although their percentage of uncontested threes they allow is very high.
But that is a player effort thing. That's not a system thing.
Yeah. Because that's the other problem is actually defending the arc. There are too many uncontested
It doesn't
threes.
mean you just let them shoot it wide open. You
Right.
can't let anyone shoot wide open. You have to at least try to contest. But what you want to do is you want to funnel the three-point shots to above the break. And because, again, they are lower percentage shots. It's all a math game.
Yeah. I think that's one of the issues. I'm not sure the caller's point there necessarily, but I get yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that the 2 o'clock call of the day, or is there
That
more?
was the 2 o'clock call.
It's just
of the day.
one?
Yeah.
Is that how this works? I
Yeah,
don't know.
take one.
The call of the day. Not
Oh,
call.
okay. Sorry.
I'm just explaining to you
of the day.
Okay, well, that was the guy, and I hope he understands now why they're giving up so many threes.
I think he came away with a good understanding.
I probably,
Yeah.
I would hope,
All right. So how did you watch the games yesterday? Were you set up at home with like food and eats and all that stuff?
I ordered Wingstop for lunch.
Okay.
Okay.
Did the sandwich or the
the wings?
Because don't they make
They have
sandwiches,
now?
Yeah.
But I'm not.
I see all the
I'm
ads.
trying to do less carbs, less bread these days.
Right.
Not that I'm like doing keto, but just less bread. Okay. Less.
You did do keto. Now you're.
I did.
Not doing
I didn't
keto.
love it though.
Yeah.
I didn't last on keto very long because I didn't love it.
Are you still intermittent fasting?
Yeah, I still do that. It's that to me that's just become part of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
More than anything.
So like,
else.
what's your fast time?
At least 16 hours.
So let's see. I ate at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3,
So noon.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 15 hours.
Right.
That's good, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I
mean,
guess
you
I'm
should give
doing
the
it
extra hour.
I'm doing it by accident.
Right.
Because it just happens to
be the way it works out.
The way it works out.
Right.
And you're doing now the thing where you snort into it?
Yeah, I blow into it.
Oh, blow. I thought you snorted.
Yeah. Yeah, the lumen.
What are you snorting?
And
Sedano?
really, it's just more of a guide because it tells you based on this breathalyzer how many carbs you should have, how many proteins you should have, how many fats you should have on a given day.
Yeah. Is this peer reviewed?
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New England Journal of Medicine?
Probably not.
No, probably not.
Yeah. But I do. It has worked.
Yeah.
Like I've lost a little weight.
You actually look like you lost a little weight.
A little bit.
You look good.
Thank you.
Bergman, what are you doing? What are you working on?
So I'm working on this new diet. It's called Eat Everything That's Bad for You.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so there's,
there's
cake
cake
in there.
over there.
Yeah, no, I had a slice.
Oh, did you? Good.
Yeah,
good.
because it was delicious.
That was a big slice,
On a roll.
Yeah.
I only eat cookies, cakes now apparently,
Yeah,
cupcakes.
I like this diet.
Yeah, that's
I
a
will
good
tell
diet.
you this:
It's bad.
Sweets is the harder part to give up for me.
I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Than like the drinking.
Now, do you eat dessert?
I love dessert.
Yeah.
And I don't.
See, I love dessert, and I have a small dessert every night.
Yeah,
I
used to
always
do
have a
that,
small dessert.
But that adds up, is what I'll tell you.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
But if I don't get that, then I'm going to go on a bender with donuts the next day. Like, I have to have just a little bit of sugar to say, yep, you got dessert.
See, that's what happens every single day. I go over to Illy every morning and get a coffee. And I
Yeah.
tell myself as I'm walking over there, you're not going to get a cookie. You're not going to get a cookie. I see the chocolate chip cookies, I get a cookie.
Yeah.
And then I can't stop. And then I have cake. And
Yeah.
then there's cookies. And there's other things. There's just snacks. I don't know how to stop.
Yeah. So I got the Wingstop.
Yeah, got
for
the
lunch.
Wingstop. Yep.
Got the Wingstop for lunch. And then we do steak Sundays. So
Oh, you have steaks on Sunday.
Yeah, we do steak Sundays.
Do you make them
while I'm here? I grill them.
on the grill? Yeah.
Yeah, I make them.
Nice.
I've got a formula for ribeyes.
Oh, wow.
I am the Patrick
You make-
Mahomes of grilling
You make
ribeyes.
ribeyes.
Yeah, yeah. You want something a
Wow.
little fatty. You know,
Yeah,
some good
yeah, it's
taste.
good that
you
way.
know?
Yeah.
So I am the Patrick Mahomes of grilling ribeyes.
Oh, nice.
I've got a system,
Yep.
okay, that I could reveal for a fee. if
Is there
people
like
want.
a marinate
There-
thing?
oh, there's a marinade is
marinade?
simple. Marinade is simple.
Yeah.
Limes,
Yep.
fresh lime juice.
Right.
You know, both sides. Mm-hmm. And then just salt, pepper, garlic powder.
That's it.
You don't need
That's
to get
it.
any more crazy than that.
Yeah.
And then the system is how you cook it, what temperature, all that stuff, for how long, all that.
So when I was go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
I didn't mean
So
to
anyway,
cut
so
you
that was it. That's what I Wingstop for lunch, first game. And then halftime, then I prepared the steaks.
Yep.
And then halftime of the second game, I grilled the steaks, and then that was it. And then we were ready to eat shortly thereafter.
You know, this is true. We never got steak when I was a kid, ever.
Really?
Under any
Oh, in
circumstances.
Hispanic
never.
households, you get a lot of steak.
We never got. My dad got steak while we got something else.
Right.
So my mom would cook two meals, one for the kids and then a steak for my dad. That's the way it worked.
We
there was a
forced the
two-tiered
kids to
system.
eat steak because I feel like as a kid, well, I don't eat again, and this is generally during the time of the year I'm home.
Right.
So the fall is tough because sometimes I'm traveling on Sunday. Yep. I don't want to cook on Sunday, so we'll just do something simpler. Or that's not steak. But during the non-football season, it's steak Sundays. That's what we plan to do when we're home.
Nice.
So steak Sundays. The only time of the week I eat red meat. I generally eat just poultry or fish the rest of the week. And yeah, so that's but we make the kids eat it. Because kids can be very iron deficient, and you know, red meat.
Don't
good
kids
iron.
love steak? When I was a little kid, all I wanted was steak.
I did too.
Yeah.
But my son does. My daughter takes forever to eat
yeah.
her steak.
Yeah.
She'd rather have pasta.
Yeah. Bergman, what did you do? You order in?
Yes, I absolutely ordered it.
Yeah, of course you
I
did.
had breakfast with French toast in the morning, and then I got
Ooh, that sounds
California
delicious.
Chicken Cafe at night. It was really, really good.
Really?
Yeah.
See, French toast. That's the stuff I miss.
French toast is
Oh,
delicious.
it's
Yeah.
so good.
Because that's the thing. When you're on like a diet like this, where you're not eating a ton of carbs, you can't have French toast.
Yeah.
Pancakes, no way. Like that's out of it.
Oh no,
it's
and
out of it.
it had creme fraiche with it, and it also had some syrup.
Why
with
do they
too.
call it creme fraiche? It's just whipped
that's
cream.
what it's
Stop
called.
calling it creme fraiche.
It is
It's whipped
what it's
cream.
called.
It is creme fraiche. It's whipped cream.
Whipped
Whatever.
cream.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
But once
Fancy.
I get
Delicious.
like below I have a target weight.
What is it?
I'm at 180 right now. I want to get to like 170.
Okay.
Because really is where I want to be is 175.
Right.
Right. But if I can push myself down to 170,
Yes.
then I've got some wiggle room to play with.
See, I'm good at maintaining.
Yeah.
I'm bad at losing.
Oh,
I'm at 189 right now, but I've been there for a couple of weeks, and I want to get to 180.
Since
That's what I'm trying to do.
COVID, I have been anywhere between 170 and 185. That has generally been my fluctuation. And 185 was a recent thing this past football season because, as you know, certain regions of the country are very hard to eat in because there's a lot of fried
That is
food.
true.
And,
That is
you know,
true.
whatever.
Radio station's very hard.
Yeah. Oh, there's always food here.
Always food.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next for you. This is actually interesting. Analytics says momentum is not a real thing, George. But George Kittle disagrees.
So I'm going to tell you what I think on the other side because I do think that George Kittle is sort of on to something.
Okay, we'll do that coming up next. It is a combo plate. Mason, Sedano, 710 ESPN.
A Bud Light Reaction Monday.
Mason, Sedano.
We take you till 3:30 p.m. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Sliwa. 5 o'clock, Lakers, Rockets from Houston. Of course, you can hear it all on 710 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Right now, more of the 710 combo plate. Mace and Sedano on 710.
It is the anniversary of the release of We Are the World.
Who was the biggest omission on We Are the World? A famous singer who did not make the cut. Because I have one person.
I'm trying to remember. What year was it?
84.
84. I will say Neil Diamond.
That's a good one. Is he? He's not on there?
He's not in there. No. Who else is not?
I was going to say Madonna.
List. Oh, Madonna didn't. That's right.
They had Cyndi Lauper instead.
Was Mariah in it? I think.
No, she's too young.
She was too young. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a legendary song.
Yeah, but she was the not in there because I believe they chose, if I recall correctly, they chose Cyndi Lauper because what happened?
Uh-oh.
They chose Cyndi Lauper because she had won the Grammy over Madonna at that time.
So it was basically winner sings on We Are the World?
Yeah.
Because they did it after the Grammys one night, right?
Yeah.
You
Quincy Jones.
You can't do the We Are the World bit without me.
Oh, sorry.
This goes back 7 years with Sedano.
Oh, is that right? So tell me, what's
We
the
Are the
history?
World.
One time on the morning show, we split it up into like 10 parts and just played it all morning.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was the anniversary of the release?
Well, the OTDs really started on the old morning show before we took it to everything else, right?
Yeah,
then we just went morning show format all day.
All day. It's one long morning show.
But then once LZ exposed the YouTube video where you can see the raw of Cyndi Lauper trying to sing the hook, and they're looking at her, and Michael's so frustrated and Lionel, and you feel bad for her.
Cyndi Lauper butchers the hook?
Butchers the hook. Yeah. And Huey Lewis, and who was the woman next to her?
Dinah Ross, Tina Turner?
No. I'm trying to think.
I've got a list of everybody that's in it. How did Jane Fonda sing?
Oh, Prince was also not in We Are the World.
Oh, Prince. That's a big oversight.
Yeah.
And Dan Aykroyd was. No on Prince, yes on Dan Aykroyd.
But he was in the background.
He was, but yeah, that looked like a cool. Harry Belafonte was a Ray
Tomorrow
Charles
on Live
was there.
Imaging Tuesday, we will play We Are the World at least every hour.
Oh,
okay,
wait.
good.
And according to Susan Rogers, I don't know who that is here on the internet. As I'm
Travis's
wife?
Yeah.
Susan.
Prince turned down an offer from Quincy Jones to do We Are the World.
Oh, wow.
At the American Music Awards.
So Cyndi Lauper, who I think is very talented, butchered the hook,
This would show you she's not very talented as an artist.
Wow. It's a great song.
I'm going to go home and watch the video copious amounts of times tonight.
Choice we're making.
And you know, every like 400 radio stations in America all played it at the same time.
Oh, I know.
When they debuted.
I remember that.
Oh, how did they coordinate back then without the internet?
Well, you just do it at the time. This is all satellite.
The word
time.
came out, I think it was like 12 noon or something.
Yeah.
Everybody play it at 12 noon.
Remember the old CBS, the tone, it'll be 12 o'clock, beep.
Bergman said, hey, there's nobody, everybody there is American. And you look at it, it's like, yeah, it's USA for Africa.
Right.
Is this what we're going to do,
How
Mace?
old were you in 1985, though?
Very American
I was
to me.
2.
Yeah, so
I was
come on.
2.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 7, for God's sake, you know?
USA for Africa. They are American.
But I do
as a
know
matter of
things
fact.
that happened even when I was 7.
Well, you've studied.
Sure.
You've
It was just we were looking at it. It was like We Are the World, and there was everyone was American. I was like, oh, that's interesting. It wasn't supposed to be like some big thing that you're making
Well, no,
it
you're
out to be.
thinking of Live Aid. That was something different.
Yeah, Live Aid was that was Bob Geldof's operation, right?
Yeah.
His operation.
Like, I wasn't alive for most yacht rock hits, but I am a well-seasoned individual.
Yes. Well, we all know things that happened before we were born.
By the way,
Hopefully.
has anybody noticed that Corporate Greg is now wearing an Apple Watch?
Oh, no,
I am
really?
wearing it.
I noticed it within 30 seconds of seeing him this
What do
morning.
you keep a track of steps or
I think he's recording
hard
us now.
oxygen rate?
I've
or-
always wanted to watch.
He might be wearing a wire now.
No,
We
now.
got to watch out. We have to be careful what we say.
Yeah.
Like you say, I'm a rat.
Oh, right, you can record.
I never
can-
said you were a rat, technically.
Can you
Actually, I haven't.
can you take a call on your?
No, I didn't get it. Oh, maybe with
I
Wi-Fi.
got one that you can take a call
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
Apple.
You have to
I've
pay
never
for that.
used it. Hello.
You do?
Yeah, you have to pay for the cellular.
You have to pay for the cellular.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it's $10 a
You do.
month. Yeah, it's a whole thing. I was
It's
like, no, I'm
such
not
a
doing-
it's
I don't
such a
want
waste
that.
of money. I've never made a call on
But
my watch.
when
I've
I got
answered
it,
a call, though, a couple
Have
times.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got it on Saturday because I had 2 hours to kill. My daughter Riley was at a birthday party, and I was like, I've now realized that don't leave me alone somewhere that's not my home for 2 hours. I'm just going to spend money.
Buy stuff.
I'm just going to go around.
How much is an Apple Watch going for these days?
He bought it straight up. He didn't go through his wireless provider.
No, I just went to Best Buy and bought it.
So what's the cost on an Apple Watch
like
these days?
$350.
$350.
See, that's corporate Greg money just shaking around.
Is.
No, it's called credit card money.
Manager
By the way,
of your operations.
Christian Gonzalez has tweeted us.
Okay.
About the conversation we were having about Darvin Ham.
Yes.
When the caller of the call of the day or whatever.
Yes.
That you guys do. He says Darvin has said that their game plan is to allow low percentage three-point shooters open and live with the results. So this is absolutely a scheme thing, not a quote player effort thing. The coach is literally telling the players to rotate down rather than stay at the three. That is absolutely not what he said, because I remember specifically he was asked the question by someone the gentleman who I believe replaced Kyle Goon at the Orange County Register.
Okay.
He asked some question, and I'm paraphrasing, about leaving guys open, the strategy of leaving guys open for threes, to which Darvin pushed back and says, there is no strategy to leave guys open for threes. Let me get that straight right away.
Right.
So that is not what he said at all.
Okay.
So Christian,
sorry.
chill.
Yeah.
Brian Cohen
Settle
was looking
down.
at me like, are you about to leave? Because see how seamless that was? He transitioned us right out of We Are the World. We didn't even feel it coming.
No, we didn't. It was great.
I'm just sitting. Well, no, that
It's like
was
an
a little-
earthquake. It happens quick.
Yeah.
It's just
That
like
was
a
great.
hand glided under me and pulled me away.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. Can it pull you the rest of the way?
Yeah, because tomorrow I'm going to be all Cappy and I.
We're
gonna
You're gonna be in for it tomorrow.
We're gonna mount you. We're gonna mount you.
It's gonna be a long
no,
day for you tomorrow.
No.
And you know what? I'm just going to be an innocent bystander.
He's
like
just going to
an
let it
all-habit.
happen. He's going to watch and let it happen.
I'm just letting you know now. I'm not
excited.
getting involved in that regard.
I'm thrilled for tomorrow. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. Tell you what. Coming up next, you're Mr. LAX.
I am Mr. LAX.
You're like the spokesperson for LAX.
I am.
You went over. You've seen all the
changes that are
and
arriving
all
daily.
That stuff.
Yes.
So I've got these 9 airlines.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you going to ask me what terminal they are?
No, I want you to put them in order of best to worst.
Oh,
I've
okay.
actually got a list of the best to worst airlines.
Okay.
Right now, it came out in the Wall Street Journal over the weekend.
Great.
In the meantime, my buddy Jacob wants to share this very typical situation. You get in what you think is a minor car accident. Your knee hits the dashboard, you get out of the car, you talk with the person, they say they weren't looking or they zoned out or didn't see. It's obvious the accident was the other guy's fault. Your car has damage, but it can be driven. So you take pictures and you exchange information, and then you wait a week or two and you get hold of the other driver and they say, hey, it was your fault. Oh, and when your knee hit the dashboard, it hurts more every day since the accident, and it's going to be hard to prove when you get injured. Don't put yourself in this situation immediately after an accident. Only one name to remember. It is Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. Jacob will work hard on your behalf so you can concentrate on getting healthy, handling all the frustrating paperwork, and receiving the compensation that you deserve. A lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Call Jacob. He'll win for you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember...
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
CallJacob.com. And don't forget, you can follow Jacob on Instagram. Go to @call.jacob. Mason and Ireland combo plate, actually. Me and Sedano, 710 All right, day after championship Sunday, the Super Bowl, the 49ers and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You can tell who I'm rooting for.
Much to your chagrin.
Much to my chagrin. God, I hate the 49ers.
Yeah.
All that bang stuff. And
I mean,
I get it. You're faithful.
They're really good.
Yeah, they are good.
They are good.
Now, although, Green Bay almost beat them and the Lions collapsed.
I mean, almost doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I know, but it's not as though they steamrolled their way through the playoffs.
But you could make the case that not steamrolling is actually a character-building trait as well. Is having to win games close is a character-building trait.
It's true.
Yeah.
And certainly Brock Purdy proved that he can
He's
come
not
up
a
with
game manager. He won the game with his feet.
Yeah,
game managers don't win with their feet.
He can put together a great drive when he needs to. Yeah, I honestly think, he's awfully good. He's much better than people have given him credit for. All right, so I threw this out. Sedano.
Yeah.
Airlines.
Right.
In your mind, I've got a list of the Wall Street Journal's rankings of the best airlines in America. I gave you a list of all the airlines that are on this list.
So you gave me, just so people know, Spirit, Delta, Frontier, United, Alaska, JetBlue, Allegiant, American, and Southwest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So who in that list is number one?
Well, I know this only because I have diamond status with them, and they sent the email blast out.
Yes.
So it's Delta.
Delta is number one.
I knew that.
Yeah.
So because I fly them all the time. So am I putting this somewhere? Or we're just putting it right.
Putting
here?
it right there. So far, you're 1 for 1.
Okay.
Who's number two?
So this is probably going to be tricky. Based on my experiences or this Wall Street Journal list, now I would imagine it would be different. So I hate Spirit Airlines.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't
You've got them dead last?
No, not last.
Okay.
But see, Cappy loves them. I feel like they're somewhere in the middle because they're the economy flyer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't think, so out of this group.
Number two.
I'm going to go Alaska.
Alaska is number two.
Okay.
Boy, you do know your airlines.
Okay.
All right, number three.
It's either going to be JetBlue or United. I love JetBlue. They're like, other than Delta, they're my favorite airline. But I feel like United has more. JetBlue is very limited in where they fly. I'm going to go. God, I should go with the one I want, but I'm not. I'm going to go with United.
United is number 5.
Oh, number five. Okay. So I still have 3 and 4, right?
Yes.
How about JetBlue?
Number 9, dead last.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dead last.
Okay. Wow. See, I have great.
That's the third year in a row they've been ranked last on time performance, cancellations, extreme days, and tarmac days.
I have never had. I shouldn't say never because I've flown them all and I have eventual issues with all of them. But I have had, outside of Delta, I've had the least amount of issues with Alaska and JetBlue, but that's just me personally. All right.
Occasionally the door will blow off on the Alaska plane. But
See, I would have gone Southwest last.
Yeah.
But actually, here's the thing. Because I was thinking, remember when Southwest had that disastrous situation?
Oh, yeah, where the Christmas and it
that
all
was
got
a
clogged
year
up.
ago.
Yeah.
Right? That was 2022.
That wasn't in this year, correct.
Right.
Not in this year.
So I think Southwest has climbed some. I'm going to say Southwest has climbed back into the top 3.
They are number 4, so you're right. They
Okay.
are climbing back in. I like them because of the routine that the flight attendant always says. I like the funny routine because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a little entertainment while I'm being told about the oxygen.
So we've got Spirit, Allegiant, Frontier, and American.
Yes.
I have only flown Allegiant a couple of times. It's the one I've flown the least. Actually, I haven't flown Frontier ever now that I think about it. I've actually flown Spirit once or twice. Not recently. But
you're on the right track.
I'm going to go Allegiant.
Allegiant is number 3.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so
I don't have a lot of experience with that.
So
that's
here's the list.
Top
Here's the
5.
list.
Oh, wait, let me finish. We try to nail it.
Yeah, good.
So I still have Spirit, Frontier, and American.
Yes.
So I'm going to go after United, which is number 5. I'm going to go American.
American. I've got American at number 6.
Okay,
number 6.
So there you go. So I got it right.
Yeah,
so number
you got
6.
it.
And then Spirit and Frontier, I'm going to go Spirit, Frontier.
Spirit above Frontier?
Yeah.
That is absolutely correct.
Okay, there you go. So I didn't do too bad.
No, you did well. Frontier is the worst airline here. Says second worst. Oh, let's see. No, JetBlue is last.
Right. Frontier, Spirit, American, United, Southwest, Allegiant, Alaska.
There you
Delta.
go. That's exactly it.
So, I was in the ballpark at least for most of them.
And
Except
by the way,
JetBlue. I was completely blown away by
and
that.
I hear LAX is spectacular now.
It is out of control. LAX is one of those places, Mace, where, for many years when you went to LAX, I think the biggest problem was the congestion in the horseshoe, as they call it.
Sure.
That's going to be relieved for a number of reasons because, number one, The parking situation is going to be better.
Right.
But the most important reason is they're going to have that people mover train.
Yeah.
So the people mover train is going to connect people within the terminals, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can walk through the terminals, which you couldn't do previously either. And then you're going to be able to take the people mover train to LA Metro. So like if you're a local, you don't even need to take your car.
Yeah,
like if you know how to use the Metro system, there's a Metro that leaves you right outside on Century, just outside the airport.
Wow.
And then you jump on the people mover train, it'll take you right to your terminal.
That's awesome.
And then the same thing if you're a visitor, the train will also go to the rental car place. So if you have family and friends that are going to rent a car or whatever, or a big event, Super Bowl, World Cup, all these things that are happening here,
coming,
people can just take the train. So that means less traffic and congestion in the horseshoe. So when you're actually going to go pick up Juan, if he's taking a business trip, it won't be like you're sitting there for 6 hours, between terminals.
Yeah.
Because those buses will all be gone.
Yeah.
And basically the buses are like 30, there's like 3,000 of those things.
Wow.
That move in the horseshoe on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great.
By the way, you mentioned World Cup 2026. They're going to announce the locations on Sunday.
Yeah.
As of the last, I think they're going to get it, but Stan Kroenke was driving a hard bargain with FIFA. It's sort of up in the air.
SoFi's not going to get the final.
No, final's going to Jerry World.
Right.
But they're playing for a semifinal, I think, is what SoFi's
but I think
going
the
for. They've got 70,000 is their capacity.
It's the dynamics of the stadium. He built those suites too close.
Right.
He needed to push them back several feet to be able to have the room that they need to be able to put the pitch properly for what they would deem a final or semifinal, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
They're not going to get a semi?
I don't think so. I don't think they may get very many games because of what Sedano's saying. It's too small.
Well, it seems like everybody's getting one. There's going to be. I don't think there's going to be more than one at SoFi. More than one.
I could see like BMO getting something, but
No, BMO's not in it. Rose Bowl's not in it.
They're not in it.
LA is SoFi. Period.
But SoFi is. If they're going to get anything, it's not a final or a semifinal because it's too small.
I think they're going to get a semi.
Well, you're going to see on Sunday.
Yep, we will find out on Sunday.
They were just saying the dynamics, they didn't work.
Yeah. All right, so I mentioned this before. Yesterday we saw, to me, a great example of momentum in that Lions 49ers game. When one thing went wrong, other things started going wrong. And in analytics, you view each individual action based on its own odds.
Correct.
But analytics miss the context of everything else that is going on. So, first of all, do you think analytics is right? Is there such a thing as momentum?
So I don't believe that there is momentum game to game.
I agree with that.
I believe that is poppycock.
Yes, yes, completely.
That's nonsense.
Yep.
Within a game, I believe there is semblances of momentum, yes.
Here's what George Kittle said about it.
I have a question for you guys. Why does analytics people say that momentum isn't a real thing? Like, I had a conversation with Pat McAfee. And he was like, yeah, all these people are telling us that momentum's not real. And that's just the biggest load of horse crap I've ever heard of in my entire life. But we can move on. I digress.
When did you feel that the momentum really start to turn?
I mean, I think our stadium did a fantastic job. Like when Nick said, yes, like for some reason, playoffs and Levi's, it feels like there's crowd noise being pumped in. It's not. Our fan base is just phenomenal. Really, we had a good opening drive out of the second half, and that fourth down stop, you can just kind of feel an energy. We go down and score. All right, this is huge. Turnover. I was like, oh man, all bets are off now. Like, bang bang.
I thought the Ayuk catch was like, oh, damn, they're in huge trouble when he made that ridiculous catch. And then Jahmyr Gibbs immediately fumbled and turned the ball back over. I think there is such a thing as momentum. You can isolate these things and say the odds of this, the odds of that. But when you put them in the same game, it's always context. Now, Bergman found this. He's a big fan of the movie The Replacements. Do you know that movie?
Yeah, the one with Keanu Reeves.
Reeves. So he found this speech.
I knew the
Greg
speech.
you knew this speech. Set it up.
So they're all sitting in the locker room together, and they're all just kind of talking, and they're talking about what are you afraid of? And a lot of the guys are saying spiders and a few other things. And then Keanu Reeves has the best one of them all.
Quicksand. Oh, hey, quicksand's a scary mother, man. I mean, first of all, it suck you right in, and even if you scream, you get all that muck in your mouth.
That's what Shane had in mind, frankly.
Huh?
That's not what he had in mind.
What are you talking about then, Coach?
Well, why don't you ask him?
Hey, what's up, Shane? You're playing.
There you go.
And you think everything is going fine, but then one thing goes wrong. And then another. And another. And you try to fight back, but the harder you fight, the deeper you sink. Till you can't move. You can't breathe. Because you're in over your head. Like quicksand.
That's exactly what.
That's what happened.
Yeah, it is what happened.
It's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Shane Falco was on top of this from the beginning.
By the way, and this is life. You get momentum in life, right? When one bad thing happens, you're expecting the next bad thing, and then you get another bad thing and another bad thing. It spirals out of control.
Yeah, and that's exactly. And it all started with not kicking that field goal to go up 17.
And by the way, the reverse, one good thing happens, then another good thing. You start expecting good things to happen, and that's where the momentum goes the other way.
Right. It's like when you talk about The Secret. It's very much those kind of
Very
things.
much The Secret. George, do you believe in The Secret?
What's The Secret?
You don't know The Secret?
No.
The secret is what you believe is what you're going to see. In other words, manifesting.
Speak it into existence.
Speak it into existence.
LeVar Ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
LeVar Ball.
Yeah.
It was The Secret. Now, in this case, I think you start to expect bad things, and so you get bad things. I think that's what happens. Or you get one really special play, and you think, uh-oh, here we come.
There's part of me that believes that you make your own luck, right? That's also similar
Sure.
in a lot of ways, right? Where, if you always think you're going to be in a situation where things are going to go negatively, then you're almost manifesting it, to your point. And same thing for positive things, right? Like, so I do believe that there's some semblance of that, like that people's personalities kind of sometimes lead them down a certain path,
right?
That lead to decisions that create those problems.
Interesting. All right, we've got a radio Tinder coming up. In the meantime, let me continue on this theme.
Yeah.
The idea that one bad thing happens, then another bad thing happens. A snowball effect, right? It happens in life sometimes. Life sometimes comes at you a mile a minute, and one bad thing happens, and then you start expecting it, and then you get another bad thing. And a lot of times you feel like life is spiraling out of control, or it's coming too fast at you. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're lonely. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you can't get out of bed. All that kind of stuff. There is a resource for you to use now to help you through a difficult time, and that is the LA County Department of Mental Health. I love my partnership with the LA County Department of Mental Health. They offer free emotional support and service referrals and crisis counseling, 24/7 hotline. If you feel life spinning out of control, 1-800-854-7771. 800-854-7771. You can visit their website, dmh.lacounty.gov, for hope and recovery and well-being. Combo Plate, me and Sedano, 710 ESPN.
And it is Sedano and Cap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
All right. Thanks, Morales. I am not Lindsay today, but, you know, it works. So I'm going to do this as a what's up fool, not do the whole swipe left, swipe right thing because I don't understand how to do it.
Okay, but I'll still play this because I like playing it.
Yeah, go right ahead. So I am going to be traveling this summer. I really want to figure out some place to go. I'm choosing between 3 different places, and I want you guys to tell me which is the best place to go to.
Okay, tell.
All right, so I'm choosing between Brazil, Greece, and Fiji. Which place should I go to, Sedano?
I would say Fiji, just because, A, I've never been anywhere near that part of the world. So selfishly, I would want to be there, understand like the culture, all that. And it just looks like one of those places where you can just go, relax, have a good time. There's a beach, there's drinks, there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Looks like great food. Like the stuff I see on social media gives me FOMO. Like I want to be there.
See, I agree on Fiji. I've always wanted to go to Fiji. It's one of those bucket list places. From what I understand, I've got friends that have gone to yoga retreats in Fiji. There is a lot of, I've heard, really cheap, good massage in Fiji, a little bit like Thailand. So I would love to go to Fiji.
Beto, you're in here. What do you think?
Greece is amazing. I haven't gone, but I want to go because I like all the history stuff.
It's great.
But for
It's
Bergman, you're a Fiji guy.
Yeah. Fiji,
Because
yeah.
you're a Hawaii guy. I can see you on the water, throw your phone away for a week, and then just relax.
Yeah,
and
definitely
just,
throw your phone away.
Yeah,
for a week.
do that.
and then just get a nice tan and just live off of the land. Let's go.
So Fiji, it's unanimous, Bergman.
that's
Everybody wants to go to Fiji.
All right, we're going to Fiji.
Because
Yes.
Bergman's a Fiji kind of guy.
That's what I like. I'll take it.
Yeah. And you got some
Excellent.
tattoos.
Exactly. So we don't. What do we play here, Mace? Do we
I
the-
play this thing. We all
Nice.
swiped
Right
on
on
Fiji.
Fiji, yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. I saw the story yesterday, and it didn't quite get it. So a middle school in North Carolina is removing all of their mirrors from the bathrooms to stop kids from making TikToks. Now, this is not going to stop kids from making TikToks, right? This is just a terrible way to try, or
So
what?
people they film themselves in the mirror
you
as
do
they're
the
doing
mirror-
stupid
yeah.
stuff?
Right, like a selfie, but you're filming yourself in the mirror, kind of a deal.
Yeah, I guess I get this. I mean, honestly, TikTok is a bit out of control
It's
right
not
now.
for me.
It's definitely not for me either. Like I don't go
It's
on
for all
TikTok.
the kids. My daughter's team, her soccer team, her kids are always telling me, hey, let me run your TikTok. Let's create a TikTok for Bethel Vision. I'm like, it's a lot of work. These kids do a lot of work, and they love it. Every morning on the way to school, that's what my daughter's watching.
Yeah, it's a lot of work and a lot of right. I mean, I know
Lot
you
of
can do
edit.
the editing quickly, but
because they know
like,
how.
Yeah,
They know how.
I look at all the trends that come up on TikTok, and like, there's a couple. I've got actually one teed up here, but I was going to say with the thing with TikTok tell me if this would work. In New Zealand, they've passed a law: no cell phones in school. Now,
No, it's not gonna
would
work.
that work here?
No, because parents are going to say, I need to contact my kid.
Yeah. How did we get by for
and
years
I would say that
without
schools
that?
have been less safe in this country than probably New Zealand is my guess.
So you're saying a phone is necessary in?
Not necessary, but you're going to make that argument now.
I say put the damn phone away. There's a reason why.
Well, there's
we're-
teachers now who can't even teach class because everybody's on their phone.
I can't imagine. I would have been on my phone if
No.
I was a kid in class.
I get it. But here's what you could also do.
Yeah.
You could also parent your children.
Right,
My daughter
sure.
has an Apple Watch or whatever they call it, but we have it set up where the only times she can get messages are at lunchtime, before school, or after school.
Yeah.
Like you literally can set up the
Oh,
do not
you set
disturb.
it up. Wow.
Yeah.
That's an elementary. Once they get to junior high, it's a different world.
Okay, and that's fine. But then you have to put the fear of God in them, like my parents put the fear of God
Yeah,
in me.
they're
when
not
I wanted
scared
to
of
do
us
stuff.
anymore, George.
Nah, listen. Speak for
I
yourself.
I
homie.
wish you best. I wish you best.
Bergman, do you think a cell phone ban in
cubano,
schools
be
would
cubano.
work?
No, I don't. Riley uses her phone at school quite often. I get texts from her in the middle of school, and I'm like, aren't you at school?
In the middle of class?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's in the middle of class.
Walking to class.
Yeah, walking to class, doing all of that other things. And you're right. Once they get to middle school, 12 years old, they're not afraid of you.
Yeah.
Take it away, they're like, oh, yeah, fine.
Yeah, it's
That
funny
doesn't
because
matter
when
to
I
me.
was growing up, they took out the mirrors in our junior high because everybody was tagging on them.
Oh, sure, sure.
That's
They
what
didn't
it
want
is, yeah.
vandalism.
Now we don't
it's
want
like, no, we
TikTok.
don't want you doing videos.
Oh, so we're all swiping What way?
What game is this?
What way?
I don't know. You just swipe.
Swipe. I swiped right on it. I swiped right. We don't know. We don't understand.
I don't.
Look, Radio Tinder is so sophisticated. We really don't understand.
That's why it wins awards.
That's why
Lindsay
Cappy's
writes
so
them
good at it.
perfectly, and we don't even know which direction to swipe. So go ahead and take your next one.
Sorry. So we all know by now Lily Gladstone was nominated for an Oscar.
Yes.
And it came out that she was voted most likely to win an Oscar in her high school senior yearbook.
Nice.
So my question to you guys is, were you ever voted, one of those things, most likely to succeed, most likely to fail kind of thing? Or what would people say about you in high school that you would have been up there for?
I hate to say this, but I was voted most likely to succeed.
Well, that's why you're in your school Hall of Fame, though.
Yeah, I am in my school Hall of Fame.
So
I was
you
also
filled it.
voted most likely to go to Hollywood.
I was
guess
most likely to
technically
be on
worked out.
TV.
There you go.
Yeah?
Most likely to be on TV.
Yeah.
Beto, what about you?
Nothing. My school was too big. I just blended in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you voting anything, Bergman?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Brian, you were most likely to.
Nothing.
Not
but I
most
was
likely to nothing.
was best friends with the guy who won 2 times most friendly. So by association, I
So
found that upon myself.
You're a friendly kind of guy.
Right, yeah, makes sense.
Swipe right on you were something in your high school yearbook.
There we go.
I swiped right on that.
I like it.
You were most likely to be on TV, a Miami kid?
Yeah, that's good, man.
Well, I was the one of the TV production people in high school.
Oh, yeah, TV school.
Yeah, we had a TV production.
Nice.
Oh, the kid knew right away.
Okay, so today, one of these national days, there's one for everything, is National Puzzle Day. And for me, it's my guilty pleasure. I love puzzles.
Really?
Yeah, nobody, my whole life, I've gotten that same reaction every time.
So you have a puzzle going on
I got
your
a puzzle
kitchen
mat.
table? Right now?
Not right now. I just finished one a couple weeks ago,
cats,
actually.
huh?
No, not cats, different things. I like the scenery, the scenic ones.
Oh, God,
kind of a deal.
puzzles are so frustrating. It's like that piece is here, that piece, I don't know.
So
that's
you're out on
corner,
puzzles?
I'm so out on puzzles. It's
Come
ridiculous.
on.
I don't have the patience for a puzzle. Are you
I
kidding
He doesn't
me?
have the sobriety for puzzles.
And then there's someone in my family who will, after a puzzle is done, they'll like put glue all over it and then hang
I've
it.
done that actually.
Have you really?
Yeah. Well, I got it was a custom puzzle.
Yeah.
With like pictures me and my fiance took. And so I put that together, then I glued it, and now it's hanging in a frame. It's like a picture.
Well, that sounds nice,
it's worth
but,
it, It's
that actually goes with you.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
nice, right?
It is odd. By the way,
Hey, go outside. Nah. Puzzle.
I can puzzle for hours, I think, in certain states, Bergman.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you can. Absolutely.
Upside down
But Brian
puzzles.
wears pictures of his fiance on his shirt.
Oh, that's
Right, exactly.
So
He's a
When
good
are you
guy.
and Allison gonna? Because you're engaged. When are you
Right.
gonna do the real thing?
We don't really know yet, yeah?
what's this movement?
It's like, come on, close
Complete
the deal.
it?
This is
Right,
the close the
right,
deal
right.
sign. Close the deal.
Well, when are you going to give him money, Mace?
That's a good question. At the wedding. Why don't you get married on the show?
Well, you've been looking to try to.
Yeah, why don't you get married on the
officiate a
show
wedding.
in 2 weeks on
Yeah,
Valentine's
Allison
Day?
heard this, and she asked why I didn't say, let's do it.
Why didn't you
I
say
thought
it?
that she wouldn't want to do
Yeah,
it.
Does
why
she want
would
to?
she?
I think she kind of does.
No.
I don't know.
Wow.
I'm giving it an I don't know.
This
but
is
she
fantastic.
said
The
she'd be
rules
down.
go out the window because you work here.
Yeah.
Wow, all right.
So do you think you'll do it? Will you do it?
I don't know. We got to see how
Sedano,
sweet the
can you
deal
marry
is, huh?
him? Are you?
No,
not
I'm
an
the
official.
married.
Who's
I'm an
official? Oh, you're the official.
Yeah, I got certified and everything. So you and Allison,
She did. She mentioned this on Friday.
Does
so,
she
yeah.
listen to the show?
She does. Yeah, not like.
And she still wants to be involved.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
What is Allison doing right now? Can we call her?
No.
Yeah, can we
she
call
might be. I don't
Allison?
know. We
Can we
can.
call
We'll call her at
We
3
can try.
o'clock. Let's try calling her.
Okay,
at
we'll
3
call.
o'clock.
Try.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
fine.
call
It's
Allison.
fine. It's fine.
Brian's fiance
Totally fine.
Allison coming up. This could work out
Cappy's your
perfectly,
best
right?
man.
That actually works. Oh yeah, Cappy could be your best man.
San Diego boy, yeah.
Yeah. All right, call Allison next. Call
Okay.
Allison. Plus,
And what
we'll
you doing.
circle back to and what you need to know.
Oh, my goodness.
What you need to
We
know
only have
is
2 more segments.
Yeah, I know. What you need to know is Allison. We're going to call her next.
I will find out.
Beto, what do you think?
Don't do
The
it.
Mason and Ireland wedding. It'd be perfect.
If she listens to the show, then do it. If she doesn't,
If she doesn't, then don't.
Well, it was her idea, right?
She does. Yeah, she was the one that brought it up to
There
me.
you
so.
go. There you go. Okay, we're gonna
you're
find
going to
out.
Disney World.
There you go. And then we got Game of Games. So we'll call Allison. We'll talk a little championship Sunday, and we'll do Game of Games coming up. Mason and Ireland actually not on the air today. It's a combo plate. Me and Sedano. It's a hard habit to break. Beto's hanging out. 710 ESPN.
By Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Hey, by the way, there's here's what you need to know. I know you're going to add something too, Greg, I'm sure. Yep. But there's an actual bet in Vegas on Sam Darnold winning the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Oh,
it's plus 20,000. The guy put $25 down to pay out $5,000.
That's a good bet.
You know, like if Brock
like
gets
who
hurt.
cares?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I mean,
$25. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
All right. So what else?
Yeah.
you
What
need
else
to-
do I need
what
to know?
What else you
Bergman?
need to know is that the Chargers have found their GM. This just came out from Adam Schefter.
Good hire.
From John Harbaugh to Jim Harbaugh, he says the Chargers are working to hire Ravens Director of Player Personnel, John Hortiz, as their general manager. Hortiz is likely to team with Jim Harbaugh to give the Chargers their new coveted GM head coaching combo.
Hortiz, by the way.
Hortiz.
No, I'm just joking. I have no idea. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
wanted to see if you actually would push back on that.
I have no idea.
No,
I
it's,
could totally
it's
get
actually,
him
it's Hortz.
Yeah.
Hortz.
There's an
the
I
E
in
is
be-
silent. The E and the I is
There is no
silent.
E. It's an I. So that doesn't work in that
So
way.
here's what I'll say. You know what? Everybody raves Sean McVay's coaching staff.
Yeah.
Well, now everybody's going to rave. I have also heard DC for the Rams could be coming from Baltimore. Like, there's a lot of talent there, so this makes sense.
Well, over the years, they've always had a good front office, good coaching staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rams. I saw earlier that there's a couple guys that were already in the system that are going to be interviewing this week.
Aubrey Pleasant, I think.
I think there's two. I don't remember who they were.
Yeah. And there's also this idea that Brandon Staley would come back.
Would you want him back?
I would want him back.
DeMarco raved about his time
as
here.
a defense coordinator, he was excellent.
Yeah, DeMarco raved about how good he was as a defensive coordinator for the year he was here.
Yeah.
He's been with the Ravens since 1998.
But all those
Started as an
Shanahan tree guys want Staley, McDaniel and LaFleur and McVay, obviously.
Yeah, he's a from the Fangio tree.
Yeah.
When Fangio left Miami,
the Dolphins to the Eagles.
I thought, maybe the Rams could have swooped in, but apparently Fangio wanted to go to Philly all along.
Where he won. He was a defensive consultant when they won the Super Bowl.
Right. Beto, did the Lions? Did Dan Campbell do the right stuff yesterday?
He did what he always does. That's what he did. He's going to stick to his guns. He did the right things because I was going for the Niners. So yeah, that's the.
Why were you going for the? Are you a Niners fan?
No, I don't like anybody, but there's a.
I don't like anybody. There's
That's
a
true.
drop.
No,
There's a drop.
I've said it many times. I don't root for teams.
Why?
Because I don't have any affiliation with any team.
Doesn't that take the fun out
In
of
the
it?
NFL,
because I like watching the best athletes perform at the best, and plus I'm a degenerate gambler, and I always have action on the games.
Are you really?
Yes.
Degenerative?
Yes.
Or degenerative.
Degenerative means
would
you're
be like
falling.
yeah.
Hey, all I know is I have action on everything, man. The Australian Open was good for me this past year.
Australian Open was fun.
Prize
was
Picks,
it?
Australian Open. I was betting the
Let me tell you
aces.
something. The
Oh,
best.
yeah.
I love watching the majors in tennis, but watching the Australian Open on the East Coast is impossible. At least here. At 9 o'clock, you can put that thing on and you're rocking. Like you're watching the Australian Open and you could fall asleep to it. I mean, it's going to go till like 3 in the morning, so it doesn't matter. West Coast time. But yeah, I love
Is it
watching
over?
Australia.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
The 22-year-old Italian won, and he had
Yannick Sinner, who doesn't sound anything like he's Italian.
and he had a great line at the end.
Beat Djokovic in
he
the
said,
semifinal.
He was a competitive skier until the age of 12, and he always tried a bunch of different sports. And at around 12, that's when he started taking tennis serious. He said, I had the best parents because they let me find what I loved, what my passion was.
Right.
They didn't force me to play whatever sport that they wanted.
Right.
And he goes, that's why I have a love for tennis.
Right.
So it was great because I was in Phoenix this weekend working boxing, so I'd come back from the bar around midnight and tennis is on.
Yeah.
So I was going Prize Picks and I was just betting stuff on Prize Picks, betting the aces, how many games. Oh yeah.
Really?
All
Who
good stuff.
was the women's winner?
Oh, it was
Australian Open winners.
Isn't it Swiatek?
Something like that.
Yeah, I would say here's what I know about the Australian Open. When I'm trying to watch SportsCenter, I get really annoyed when the Australian Open's on because I want SportsCenter.
Yeah. But
But it's on ESPN too mostly.
Well, no,
the corners and the semis.
Quarters interrupted stuff.
Right, yeah. But I'm saying the first several rounds.
It's on the plus. Yeah.
was all on ESPN too.
Right, right.
No, but I back to your Niners question. I'm not a Niners fan, but a lot of my friends are.
Oh, Sabalenka, sorry.
Because the Rams sucked and the Raiders sucked when I was in elementary, junior high.
Right.
So the only games we would get here were the Niners on Monday night and Niners on Sundays, and you would see that. So there's a generation like I'm 45 that like the Niners because we didn't see them as kids. We didn't see the Rams or the Raiders as kids here.
So you've lost your fandom.
I never had a football fandom because they sucked when I was a kid.
Do you have any other fandoms?
No.
No. Sedano,
Because I think you like the Dodgers.
I like the
You
Dodgers.
must like the Lakers.
No, I don't. You
don't root for the Lakers
because
a little bit. Just like part of
here's
you?
why I stopped liking the Dodgers because they traded Fernando and they used him bad at the end, and when they really got rid of Piazza and all that other stuff, I was like, what's wrong with this?
That was old owners.
Yeah, but
bad owners.
That was high school me.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, wait a minute, this is a business side now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to root for teams anymore. Then I start taking journalism classes and you learn all that. And I'd rather tell you the story of what's going on. I love seeing the city of LA win because it's great for the city. There's nothing like crazy, passionate fans that go crazy for what their team is doing. I love that. I wish I had some of that.
Right.
I had that for USC when they were rocking and rolling.
Sure.
But I guess I'd rather just do the job instead of being a fan.
I don't know how to do it without being a fan. Like I would.
Oh, I think it's easy. It's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
mythical money.
Sorry, that was on me.
Did that earlier.
That was on me. No, I need to be rooting for somebody.
That's why I gamble.
Not me. I root for the story most days.
You root for the story. I root for teams. Bergman, do you have any fan? By the way, Ireland has said he doesn't have any fandom left. Although I think there's some Laker fandom.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I 100% have fandom. I'm a massive fan of the Lakers, the Dodgers, the Bruins, the Kings. Like I will.
Yeah, I don't live and die if they.
I don't live and die by it anymore.
A lot of people do.
Yes, a lot of people do. But I am very much a fan of those teams.
Although
my whole
Dodgers,
life.
did we not die?
You did die.
We did die.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do die a little
But
bit inside.
I think in the roles I've been in more over the last several years,
Yeah.
I've been doing more games.
Sure.
You know, when you start
You're
doing
not allowed
games,
to be a fan.
You're not. So I root for stories. I always root, what's the best story that I can have today in this particular matchup?
Yeah.
Like that's what I root for.
Same. And I was running parlay cards in high school, so I mean,
wow.
You tell me what I was doing.
You are a degenerate gambler.
Yeah.
Oh,
And degenerate.
And degenerate.
All
yeah.
of that stuff.
So I drove by. We were down in La Jolla this weekend, and
fancy.
Very fancy.
nice.
That's where Juan's folks live.
Oh.
And I drove by a billboard coming back, and it was an Angels billboard. Has
On the
anybody seen?
405?
Has anybody seen?
I
the
drive
Angels
by
billboard?
every morning.
What is it?
Okay. It's a picture of an aging Mike Trout.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it says, "Great seats, great prices." That's it.
And his
Great
smile
seats,
is like
great
very
prices.
forced.
I mean, that's all they have to sell is great seats, great prices.
Yeah, it's on the 405 between Long Beach and Carson.
Exactly. That's
I drive by
exactly
every
where I
morning.
saw it.
noticed it went up about 2 weeks ago. And it's the only one I've seen around town.
That's the only one I've seen too. But I was like, God, is that?
I mean,
really
they're not wrong though.
The pitch is just
if you
great
like
seats,
baseball,
great prices.
if you're like, here's what I would say.
It's like a strange
If
smile.
you're a transient, okay, someone who's not from here, right, and you love
a transplant, not a transient.
Both.
Oh, could be
Well,
both.
no more big words.
It is right. A transplant because it's a transient city. If there's transplants,
Exactly. Yeah.
correct.
Transient. It's just
Yes.
like somebody running around.
Yeah. If you're a transplant,
Yep.
and you love baseball,
Yep.
and there's not that many. It's not as many people that love baseball the way they used to love baseball.
Right,
But if you
right.
do, you can go to an Angels game and watch multiple teams come in, fairly regularly for a fairly cheap price.
$5.
Go to Dodger Stadium. It's hard. It's expensive.
It's
as hell.
expensive.
You
Yep.
know. Now I like the atmosphere at Dodger Stadium. I also like Dodger Stadium. I love the aesthetics
I
of
love
it.
the retro coolness of it.
100%.
Too expensive,
I would.
though, bro.
I would.
That $40 parking.
I mean, listen.
Oh.
He hit me the last time I went to Dodger Stadium. I took my wife, my 2 kids, and a couple of family members and a friend. And he asked me, "How much did you drop? $1,000?" And I said, "Yeah."
$1,000?
Yeah.
Because he had good tickets for a good
Oh,
game.
good seats.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, good seats. You definitely pay.
$1,000 between tickets and food and beers and drinks and parking and yeah.
No,
It was
adds
8
up.
seats.
Yeah. No, 8 seats is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
$25 beers.
Right.
Up quick.
it was
$40
$1,000. That was an outing. Like where
Right.
like you got to plan this out. You got to know this is what you're going to spend. Like it's not. Whereas with Angel Stadium, now granted the quality of the home team is not nearly anywhere as good. The
Correct,
atmosphere is nowhere nearly as good. But if you're there for the other team, who cares?
Yeah.
Go to the. I understand going to the cheaper place.
Yeah, but I mean, when Milwaukee comes to town, you just choose random teams, their attendance will be awful this year.
I
gonna be
went,
awful no matter what.
I went to the that Dodger game that I went to is I wanted to see Ellie De La Cruz. So I picked that game early in the season.
It's a good one.
And then it's funny because a friend of mine bought tickets for the same game and the prices jacked up because they shift the prices based on the matchup. The Reds were pretty good last year. Ellie De La Cruz was a thing, and he paid more per ticket than I did at the beginning of the season. So like that's part of the equation too. So I think if you're looking for a bargain, I get it. It's actually smart. They're being honest with you.
They are being honest. Great seats, great prices. This is what we got.
It's just once your kid realizes that they don't like the Angels and they want to see a better team. Yeah. I used to go to the Dodger games, and you wait for the last price drop. Right. Last year, the prices didn't drop.
No.
They stayed at
and 25. They won't this year either.
They stayed at 25, 30. I'm talking for top deck for games during the week. See, because they're just so high.
What's like the get-in price for the Ohtani opener? It's got to be.
Oh, I wouldn't even waste my time.
Because that's all a resale market. Everybody's just trying to resell their tickets.
Right.
Yeah. It's like
but to get in the building, it's got to be
at least a couple hundred.
Yeah. Does baseball have the same rule the NBA does, where they have to allot a certain amount of tickets for game day? No,
I don't know.
Because the NBA has that rule. I think it's 1,000 seats have to be.
Yeah, you could go to Staples Center or Crypto before the game. There's 1,000 tickets available.
Yeah,
they're not good.
The NBA
seats.
has that rule.
Oh, they do. So there have to be day of tickets.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case at Dodger
nobody's selling it on baseball.
No. But yeah, I actually got tickets for the last of the freeway games with Ohtani playing the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium.
I think what you need to do is try to infiltrate the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, Clippers look really good.
Hey,
they just smoked Boston.
Yeah, I know.
Smoked them.
Is that the one where they had like 21,
goodness.
a 21-point run or something? Yeah.
Mace, I just went to one of the ticket apps.
Yep.
Reserve level
for Ohtani.
Opening night. Right next to the left field foul pole.
Oh, terrible seat.
Guess.
$400.
407.
There you go.
For one ticket.
Yeah.
By the foul pole.
By the foul pole, and it's row T.
So it's far back.
You're like in the upper corner of the stadium.
Yeah. There's only one ticket available in the pavilion for $567.
$567.
This is one of the
I believe
apps.
Yeah.
Wow. I believe it.
Have you been to a Dodger game with Beto?
Nah, George is too busy.
No, I invited him one time and he couldn't make it, and then he invited me one time and I couldn't make it. So
and he goes on Sundays with the kids, and that's what.
Or a day game, right?
Oh, we've gone try to do day games, but
Beto could be elected mayor of Dodger.
Oh, I don't think there's any question.
He knows absolutely.
But yeah,
everybody.
but I do like going day game Sunday early because of the kids. Because my kids, one of my kids particularly, goes to bed early.
Yeah.
And then we find, we buy the seats in the shade. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
Like, we can just kind
We
of.
gotta do that again, Mace.
Yeah, I met the mariachi guy that signed with Death Row.
Julian Torres.
Julian Torres. Yeah.
That's Snoop signed. Yeah.
I just saw a story of him on Channel One. He's
has
releasing a new album, right?
Yeah. So Julian
Good
Torres.
for him.
Snoop Dogg signed him. He's blowing up right now. That's your buddy.
Yeah, we're tight. All right, let's see. Did we never get Allison?
Nope. She's avoiding me now.
She's avoiding it.
She's
I
listening.
don't know. She hasn't heard.
Okay.
I haven't heard back from her.
So do you want to do this tomorrow with Sedano and Cappy, or do you want to do it Wednesday with Momo?
Let's do it Wednesday with Momo.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll hold it Wednesday for Momo.
I'll make sure she's ready.
Okay, cool. All right, coming up next for you, going to do some games. It is my game today. Sedano, what do you got?
I got to tell people about Books. Do you feel the heat on Valentine's Day, guys? Well, check this out. You want to stay out of that penalty box. You got to do it. You got to send farm fresh flowers from Books, man. They got you covered. That's short for bouquets. Anybody out there? You've been there before. We've all been in the doghouse at one point or another on Valentine's Day with our significant other, but I'm not doing that. I am not going to be in the doghouse because I'm sending those farm fresh flowers I just mentioned from Books, okay? And I got you covered here. 25% off your entire purchase at the Books Company. Books is my go-to flower source, and here's why. Their flowers are cut fresh, sourced directly from the best flower farms, even farms on the side of a freaking volcano, man. And they stay fresh way longer, okay? Books is easy. My wife got Books over the last couple years, and she loves it. There have been some other places I've sent flowers from, and let's just say they're not up to snuff. Buy roses with one click or choose one of their unique modern designs you can't find anywhere else, like the 100 red roses you've heard about. Valentine's Day is February 14th. I already placed my order early, and I already picked my delivery date. So don't waste time. Don't believe it when your significant other says, you don't have to get me anything. That's a complete lie, okay? Farce, all right? Be a hero and go to Books.com. Use the promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Books. Promo code ESPN.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
Man, when it comes to Game of Games, Ireland is competitive. George, I was just going to say, for Radio Tinder.
We forgot. Of course. To mention that Radio Tinder was brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Celebrate like a champion with Tequila Mandala, award-winning artisanal premium tequila made from the finest mature agaves, available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, for details. And, of course, follow their journey on their social channels at Tequila Mandala.
All right. Sedano, we welcome to the show now Ireland and MT from Houston. Guys, boy, I'll tell you, Ireland, I had a feeling you would get there because you are wildly competitive and you don't want me to win Game of Games.
Exactly. I made so much so that I took the early bus to get over here.
Wow, you took the Kobe bus.
Yes, I took the LeBron, AD, and me on the early bus.
Awesome.
And, but Michael took the regular bus, and he made it on time anyway. So it was. But let's go. Let's
All right.
play.
So the score
it's a must win, Mace.
The
must
score
win
currently: Mason 5, Laura 4. She's not here today. Ireland 3, Bergman 3, Brian 2. Sedano's not on the board yet.
Not yet.
But he's got a shot. All right, so this is the game today, guys. I'm always trying to come up with a different game.
Yeah.
We're going to play something I stole from The Price is Right. I'm going to tell you an item in real life and a price. You tell me if the real price is higher or lower, okay?
Okay.
So your answer should just be higher or lower.
Okay.
The California average price of a dozen eggs right now, is it higher or lower than $5.90, Sedano?
I'm going to say higher.
Higher. Bergman?
I'm going to say lower.
Lower. Ireland?
Lower.
Lower. Michael?
Higher.
Higher. Brian?
Lower.
The correct answer, lower.
Oh, wow. Was
the
it 4?
Correct price of average price of a dozen eggs right now, $5.65.
Oh, close.
Still pricey,
So,
but it was in the ballpark.
Brian, Greg, and Ireland got that.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Number 2, the California average price of a gallon of whole milk. Is it higher or lower than $4.25? Higher or lower than $4.25? Bergman?
This is a bad game for me. I don't shop, but I'll go over.
You'll go higher?
I go higher.
Higher. Okay. Ireland?
Lower.
Lower. Michael?
Higher.
Higher. Brian?
Lower.
Lower. Sedano?
What was the number 4 what?
4 1/4.
I'm going to go higher.
The correct answer, higher.
There you
yes.
go.
Hey, all right.
$4.44 is the average price. All right.
Okay, so Michael, you said higher, right? Yep. Okay, everybody's on the board now. Greg has 2.
Yes,
Yep.
Greg has 2. So now we've got a series of items that are my toiletries, my personal toiletry stuff that I use.
This can get interesting.
A 5.6-ounce tube of Aquafresh Extreme Clean toothpaste on
use
Amazon.
Aquafresh?
I do.
Aquafresh,
I use,
really?
Yeah, I do. I love
My
Aquafresh.
aunt, when I was a kid, used to love Aquafresh.
I love Aquafresh.
Yeah.
Extreme
Kind of
Clean.
good.
Okay, so is it higher or lower than $4.49, Ireland?
I think it is $4.49 for toothpaste. I'm going to go higher.
Higher. Michael?
Well, that's the cheap stuff, so that's lower.
It's not cheap stuff. Brian?
Is it just one tube?
Yeah,
with
just one
Michael.
tube.
That's lower.
It's lower.
Yeah.
Oh, you said it with confidence.
Yeah.
Sedano?
I'm going to go higher.
Higher. And Bergman?
Yeah, it is the cheaper one. I'm going to go lower.
Lower. I got you, Ireland, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
said
rang it. The correct answer, it is lower, $3.59.
Wow.
Yes, it is the cheaper one.
So that was Michael and Greg got that?
Yes.
Hey, Brian got it too.
Brian.
Okay, so
And Brian.
Greg has the lead with 3. Michael and
Wow.
Brian have 2. Sedano and Ireland have 1.
Can't have Greg win. All right.
Yes, you can.
Another personal item, a 15-pack of Gillette Mach 3 razor blades from Amazon.
Oh, from Amazon.
15-pack of Gillette Mach 3 razor blades. The price is from Amazon. Higher or lower than $29.95? $29.95. Michael, what do you think?
Lower.
Says lower. Brian?
I'm going to go lower too.
Lower. Sedano?
By the way, I'm in the community just in case people are asking. I could see them already saying I'm cheating. $29.99, 15 of them?
15 razor blades, $29.95.
I'm going to go higher.
Higher. Bergman?
Yeah, 15 of them. Like a 5
That's a lot.
pack is about $20, so higher.
Higher. Ireland, you rang in already, right?
No, but I'm going higher.
You're going higher.
Yeah.
Did I get Michael?
Lower.
Yeah, Michael's
lower. Okay, the correct
Sedano, Greg, and I are higher.
The correct answer, $36.56.
There you go.
It's considerably
higher.
higher.
That makes sense.
Razors
are expensive.
Bergman's 4 for 4.
Okay, Ireland, I'm going to rely on you to keep score even though you're in Houston. You do it better than I do.
No, Greg's got 4, and everybody else has 2.
Okay, a 4-count. I actually bought these over the weekend. A 4-count of Haas avocados. These are, the price I'm using is from Target. Higher or lower than $3.90 for a 4-count of Haas avocados at Target? We start with Brian this time.
I'll go higher.
Going higher. Sedano.
Avocados from Mexico. I'm gonna go over.
Over.
Yeah.
Bergman.
Yeah, I think that's higher also. 4-count, yeah.
Okay, 4-count. Ireland.
So that'd be $1 an avocado. That sounds high. I'm going to go lower. I'll be the first one to go lower.
Ireland goes lower. And Michael?
Well, the cartels are hijacking avocado trucks in Mexico,
True.
making the risk
Absolutely,
warrant,
MT.
So I'm going to go higher.
The correct answer, $2.69 lower
Really?
for a 4-count
No.
Haas avocados at Target.
Man, I don't know about that.
I literally
At
looked
Target?
it up.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Target.
I
Yeah, Target has their grocery situation.
All right, Mace, how many are left?
I've got 4 left. We probably won't get to all 4.
How many
All right,
people?
so Beto, Greg has to go first. It's Greg 4, John 3, everybody else 2.
Okay. Another personal toiletry item. An 8-ounce bottle of Suavecito hair cream from Amazon.
Suavecito!
Oh,
You
I use that. Suavecito.
You don't even know what that is.
That's what I.
You use
It's
Suavecito?
the only product I use.
Oh my! I got a sponsorship for you.
Oh,
I got you.
I would
got it
love
right
to
now.
do
All
that.
right, I'm
I
on it.
love Suavecito. All right, higher or lower than $11? 8-ounce bottle of Suavecito hair cream from Amazon. Higher or lower than $11? Bergman.
Oh, it's going to be close, isn't it? It is. I'm going to go lower.
Lower. Ireland.
I think it is lower, but I need to make up a... No, I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go with Greg.
Going to go lower. Michael.
Lower.
Lower. Brian.
I'm going to go higher.
Higher. Sedano.
Higher.
Higher. The correct answer, $11. $11.99 is the official price. So higher, the right answer. $11.99.
So I got 3. I'm one behind
Suavecito's
Bergman.
like in Orange County, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're
Brian,
2
you
games
went
out of
lower,
Sedano.
right?
I got you, Mace. We're gonna get
I
a
went
case
higher.
coming.
Cool.
You went higher because you didn't get it.
All right.
So
what's
only me and Brian.
Now I ask,
Sedano
what's
and
the out
Brian got
time?
28-25.
28,
Oh, we got
all right,
time.
we got time. All right. An Alameda maple.
Wait, what's the score? Bergman
Greg-
4.
Greg has 4, Sedano, Ireland, and Michael have 3. Brian, did you get that one?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I got that last one.
Okay, so you got 3 also.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, it's tight.
Everybody's got 3 except Greg. He has 4.
All right. An Alameda maple skateboard with 5.5-inch aluminum wheels from
know anything about
Amazon.
this.
It is higher or lower than $50. Of course, you don't know. It's a total guess. Higher or lower than
I mean, the
50,
other stuff I could have at least been in the ballpark. This-
$50. Bergman?
I have no idea. I'm just going to go lower just for fun.
Going lower. Ireland?
I'm out of time here, so I'll go higher.
Higher. Michael?
That's lower.
Lower. Brian?
I'm going to go higher.
Higher. Sedano?
I'm going to go higher, too.
Higher. The correct answer is lower.
Hey! Am I the only one?
$34.53.
Bergman and Michael.
Yeah, Michael? All right.
Michael's still one
All right.
behind Bergman.
Who's
Mace,
alive?
How many are left?
2.
Well, they were all
There are
alive.
2 left. Everyone's alive, but Greg has the lead with 5.
So he's gotta go
Michael has
first.
4.
Yeah.
Sedano, Brian, and I have 3 each. So Sedano, Greg has to go first, and Michael has to go second.
Okay.
Yep.
A package of double stuffed Oreo cookies from Target.
Oh, no.
Yummy, 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 yummy.
Higher or lower than $4.45, Bergman?
How much?
$4.45.
$4.45. Ooh, that's tight. Let's go with lower.
Lower. Michael, you go second.
Lower.
Lower.
We have to, Brian, George.
We
and I
all got to go
have
higher.
Yeah,
you guys
We
are all
gotta
going
go
higher.
And I would say like 459 is probably going to be the price.
432.
The correct answer, $4.39. The answer is lower.
So wait, that was lower.
Lower.
All right, so it is a showdown now between Greg and Michael.
This is it.
And the last
Okay,
one.
this is for everything.
You have to go opposite, Michael.
Yeah, Michael's got to take the other side.
Yeah, Beto.
Okay, and this is a tough item. A 2024 Selkirk Vanguard Power Air Pickleball paddle from Amazon.
I have no idea. Okay.
Ooh. I actually just bought a bunch.
Yeah, I
would have known this one. Beto and Trudell did not have paddles, so I went and bought them for them.
Wow. Mine got stolen last year.
Okay,
I played the other day.
I have it at home.
This is one of them fancy ones. Is it higher or lower than $175? $175.
I saw all the different ones, so I know what they cost.
Bergman, you got to go first.
Goodness. I'm going to go higher.
Michael, you got a lower.
Tennis racket. It's definitely lower.
Correct answer. $250.
Bergman wins. Let's go.
Bergman.
Tied, Mace. You and I tied.
Damn. Tomorrow I'm back in the game.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know if you heard this or not, but Allison, Brian's fiance, is thinking about them getting married on the show on Valentine's Day.
Wow. Really?
That would be amazing. Amazing. I would officiate. I'm certified to officiate.
Yeah.
You and I, Michael, are in Utah that day.
Oh, okay.
I've done 2 weddings.
Well, who's going to be the best man and maid of honor at the station?
All that to be determined. All that to be
Cappy will be the
Cappy will be very offended if he gets left out.
Yes, for sure.
Who's going to sing "Oh Promise Me"?
That I believe will be Cappy.
Yeah,
Cappy's.
And they're in charge of jerseys.
All right, coming up next for you, Lakers basketball. Slee with the pre. Thanks, Sedano. Fun working tomorrow. Me, Sedano, and Caps.